Testing to see if we're on air. Testing to see if we're on air. Testing, testing. Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Guiseley AFC Radio. We're a little bit cobbled together today with the technology. We've managed to get on air. We hope you are able to hear us. Certainly do give us a tweet at Guiseley Radio if you are listening in. That would be vastly appreciated, just to make sure that we're aware that everything's working as it should be. It's always a bit of a question here with the rather ramshackle equipment that we've got here, but we're looking forward very much today to a big game for the Lions, a home task of quite significance really, with Woking, the visitors here to Nethermoor. Woking, of course, having a fine start to the campaign and one of the early runners in third place in the division. They will prove a very stern test. Colin Robertson and Chris Bell are going to be bringing you live match commentary of this one. We'll also be hearing from Dave Kendra, and over the next 20 minutes we'll be picking up we'll be looking at what to expect from today's game, Chris, and today is going to be a very tough task, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? As we say, Woking started very well, third place in the league. They've made a good start. They've made a couple of significant losses, though, in terms of personnel early doors. Ismail Yakubu, we know, will be out. He's out for the rest of the season. He was a signing in the summer. Been released from, I think, with Newport County. He was injured a couple of weeks ago, and he's out for the rest of the season. And it's things like that can go against you over the course of the season. We're speaking to one of the guys from BBC Surrey earlier on, and he was saying that, in his opinion, if Ishmael Yakubu had carried on the way he started the season, he would have been the signing of the season in the league, full stop. He was outstanding. So, big loss there. Scott Rendell, another experienced striker who's out with injury as well. So they've got their injury issues. In the chat from BBC Surrey's words, they're on a bit of a shoestring budget this season. They just missed out in the playoffs last year. They don't seem to have been able to build on that financially. And as I say, it's going to be a big test, though, because Woking have started well. They are sitting third in the league for a reason. We need to get back to winning ways, though, because we have had some shocking results. Not necessarily performances, but results here at Nethermoor in the last couple of games.
Yeah, and the home crowd haven't had much to shout about in the last two matches. No goals, 6 against, and it's not been a great turnout for the local fans here. And really, this afternoon, I'm sure Matt Bow will be looking after those two hard ground out draws at Chester and at Torquay for a performance, to really inspire the home crowd after those two what were very disappointing games in terms of the results. But like you say, the performances themselves weren't too bad, were they?
It was just some sloppy defending, I think, in the end that cost us, especially in that first one of the last two home games against Aldershot, the 4-0 defeat. After 2-0, heads just dropped and we were completely out the game and never looked like getting back into it after having what was a really good half. We were only one down at the break. The issue we've had in the home games is starting the second half, I think, because if you think about it, against Gateshead, we conceded quickly after the restart. And again, the same was said at Aldershot. 2 good points away from home, though. something to build on there. Maybe it might have been a bit of a blessing, I think, being away from Nethermoor, perhaps. The pressure of being in front of a home crowd, etc., going to places like Chester and Torquay that we haven't been so used to going to in recent years, will possibly have played its part in us getting some good points on the road.
Yeah, take the trip last weekend. It was a good game, wasn't it? We probably deserved the 3 points last Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it was a first half of domination. The nice thing on this occasion was we actually got a goal, albeit from the spot. There was chances missed though. Adam Boyes threw on goal. For me, he shot too soon. He had a bit of space to go into to get more control. Instead, he went for the spectacular on the half volley. There was some wicked balls into the box. There was the chance from Will Hatfield when he ran in on goal and just couldn't stab it across to Adam Boyes, who would have had an empty net to have put it into. The goalkeeper, to be fair, on that occasion did well. Second half, I think it was as we expected. Torquay, the home side, had to come out and be better than they were in the first half, and they did just that. They made it fairly tricky for guys in the second half. We didn't have a great deal of chances, I don't think, in that second half, apart from the one that hit the post, the best chance of the second half by a mile from Guiseley's perspective. Missed chances. Story of the season so far, I think.
Yeah, and right at the end, that Wayne Brooksby chance, the one that came back off the upright, had been against the run of play, but we soaked up a lot of pressure as well in that second half, without ever really looking like Torquay were going to break us down, I felt.
They had all the ball and all the possession. They put in a lot of wicked crosses, to be fair, and they're the ones that you kind of take a sharp intake of breath because you're never quite sure where they're going to end up. It just takes a touch sort of thing, and it could go anywhere. Maybe Drench didn't have the greatest, the most to do, but as I say, possession-wise and everything, they were all over us like we were in the first half down there.
Well, we made the long trek. One man who didn't make the trek was Dave Kendra. He's over to our left-hand side. You've got Twitter duties on at the moment, so he's busy concentrating on his computer. Let's just have a quick chat with Dave as well, find out what he thinks. Dave, what do you make of this afternoon? What are you looking for after the Chester game was the last game you made? What are you looking for from the Lions?
Yeah, what impressed me about the Chester game was that we were... we were a lot more defensively organised, a lot stronger. We were getting about teams a lot more. We were getting about Chester a lot more than we had against Gateshead or Aldershot. I think what we're up against today is a vWoking team that's got a couple of very strong players in, some good experience in there, and quite a bit of speed as well, quite a bit of youth, a good blend of youth and experience. And I think what Guiseley have to be aware of, I think. Like any home game, Guiseley will have to be well drilled, well organised, and concentrate from the very first minute to the very last minute.
And it's been perhaps the as I touched on, the lack of being able to take them chances in the first two games. We dominated in the first half for the first 30-40 minutes or so. Didn't kill teams off though, did we? That's something that we have to either put right or make sure we just don't concede before the break like we have done.
There's a thing at either end of the pitch called a goal. And that's the thing we need to be aiming for today, and to kick the ball in the general direction of the goal. I'm being facetious, but it's got a point, because what we've been doing is getting to the edge of the box. We've been creating, we've dominated the possession, but we've not had the impetus to go further than that. We've not just been able to just take a punt on it. And I think maybe I would rather we were taking 20 shots a game and scoring 2 than taking 2 shots a game and not scoring at all.
Yeah, exactly. Overplaying it then, perhaps? Yeah. Is that the issue?
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been almost trying to score a perfect goal, when really we don't. The Lions fans, I think I can speak for us all, I don't care how it goes in the net. It can bounce off Liam Dickinson's nose and into the bottom of the bottom corner. I really don't care. Just ping it as hard as you can at him, and it'll beat the keeper. No one really cares how it goes in. Just let's get it in. Let's use this possession. Let's use this impetus, and let's get a couple of goals. Let's get a couple of goals today.
Something just to give the this home crowd something to cheer about, because as Colin's already touched on, home games. We haven't scored many goals at all at home. The last 2, we've conceded 6. We've got to be tighter at the back as well, but we just need something to get the crowd behind us.
Yeah, well, I think that's the good thing about the last 2 games against Chester and against Torquay, is that we have been tighter at the back. That we have, we've played better, and we've been a bit more organised, and we've concentrated. And if we do that again today, plus taking the shots, making the pressure count, then we can get something out of this game. Woking have started quite strongly in this season, but they've had a little bit of a blip in the last couple of games. Let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of some of that self-doubt that might be creeping into some of those young Woking defenders, and let's get about them and get a couple of shots away. Let's let Liam Dickinson just run as fast as he can at a 19-year-old and see how that 19-year-old does.
I don't know about him, but I think I'd be absolutely terrified, Colin. How about you?
I'm frightened of the prospect, actually. Liam Dickinson running at you. I thought he had a good game, actually, last week, Torquay. I thought he was... It was exactly what we kind of needed, really. Someone who was putting his body in the on the line this time, and really, I think, disconcerted that back line. He was exactly what we needed up against Geohagen. And I think he's earned his place, Liam Dickinson. I think it'll be quite interesting to see how he fares this afternoon. What we should probably do is go down this team lineup and just get a view on how we're going to set about game. So today, just in terms of number order, Stephen Drench, Ryan Toulson, Ben Parker, Adam Lockwood back in the side, Jake Lawler, Adam Boys, Will Hatfield, Liam Dickinson, Nicky Boschel also returning to the first 11, Zach Thompson and Rob Atkinson. And then on the bench, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Tom Craddock, Steve Dickinson and Luke Porritt. So we have a couple of changes in there, Chris. What do you reckon? How do you reckon that's going to be set up? And what do you make of the changes?
It's had us slightly scratching his heads, but we think we've worked out some form of formation out of this list of players. In the same formation that we've seen in the last couple of games, the 4-2-3-1. The way we're reading it is Steve Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson and Ben Parker as your left and right back. Then Adam Lockwood and Rob Atkinson as your centre halves. Your two central midfielders in the 4-2-3-1. So this is your midfield two of Jake Lawler and Will Hatfield. Then Adam Boys on the left, Nicky Bosch on the right, Zach Thompson through the middle, effectively playing off Liam Dickinson. That's the way we read it anyway. Same formation as the last two. Just quickly touching on Liam Dickinson, as you say, it's what he was putting the team to do in the away games was to put himself about, make life difficult for the centre halves of the opposition, try and win the headers, be physical, be a presence, because that's something that Adam Boys and Tom Craddock, whilst they both have qualities in other areas, that's one thing that frankly they both lack, is that attacking presence.
It's certainly been a problem for us. In fact, we've been a bit unlucky. We can bemoan our luck as well. I mean, that ball bouncing back off the underside of the hitting the woodwork twice in a game. How often have we hit the woodwork in these opening few weeks? There's got to be a kind of odds against that. It's not a frequent occurrence normally in any side's play, but we have hit that woodwork quite a number of times. And you just feel, for example, Tom Craddock, he's not had the rub of the green. He's hit the woodwork. He's had goals rubbed out for dubious offsides and decisions. It could have gone the other way, and actually what's quite nerve-wracking is that we might have been at the top end of the table had a couple of these things sort of balanced out in our favour on the rub of the green rather than the other way.
No, quite right. Let's be fair, Tom Craddock, if things had have gone in his favour, would have 4 goals by now.
Yeah.
There was the one that he struck against Welling on the opening day that hit the crossbar, terrific strike. Then he had the goal ruled out against Kidderminster. He's hit the woodwork in another game. Then he had one ruled out against Chester. He could be on 4 goals by now. His confidence would be flowing, and we'd be looking at this thinking, excellent, we're on good form, we're just outside the playoffs. Sadly, that hasn't been the case. I think for him, he's got to be ruining his luck arguably more than we are on the whole as the club, because it just hasn't gone in for him so far. He's looked lively. His build-up play, his link-up play in the opening couple of games with Adam Boys was excellent. His movement is great. He's got all the running and effort and all that kind of thing. The only thing that he's lacking is getting the ball in the back of the net.
Well, hopefully he can kick on today, and if he gets the chance, as you imagine he will, off the bench, do that. Let's take a look around at the fixtures in the Vanarama National. We've got a full complement today, Braintree Barrow. Of course, we go to Braintree in a couple of weeks down. That's a game you're taking care of for us, Chris. Bromley Macclesfield, Cheltenham Dover, Eastleigh Gateshead, Forest Green, 8 out of 8. The first time I think that's been done at this level. Forest Green take on Southport this afternoon. Grimsby Aldershot, Guiseley, we're at home here to Woking, Halifax, Kidderminster, Lincoln City, Boreham Wood, Tranmere, Chester. What a fascinating derby game that will be today. I bet there's quite a bit of excitement over on the Wirral. Welling, Torquay and Wrexham, Altrincham, also quite an interesting tie this afternoon, but some real ones to look out for. One that jumps out at me is the one at the bottom there. Halifax had an awful start, haven't they? And they play us on Tuesday night, and they take on Kidderminster. Yeah,
and Kidderminster have had an even worse start, isn't it? Kidderminster that are propping up the league, so it's bottom versus second bottom. I was speaking to Nick Hatton from Lucy Leeds earlier, and he was saying it's effectively a 6-pointer. You're not usually able to say that, 6-7 games into the season, are you? But effectively, that's exactly what it is between those two sides. Neil Aspin's side as it suggests, has started much, much worse than they were expecting to do so. Kidderminster, they came here, we got a 1-0 win over them. They've had a wretched season so far. Of course, there's been a lot of issues over the summer, etc., financially and stuff. And this week, there's been a bit of a reshuffle at the club. Gary Wilde, who was the Kidderminster manager when we came here, has stepped back. He's taken a director of footballing duties role or something along those lines. Tim Flowers, who was one of the coaching staff, he's now stepped up to become the head coach. So, changes have been made early at the club at the bottom of the league. Perhaps that's not a bad thing, because if things aren't working, you don't really want to let them stay the same and linger for too long, do you?
No, they've certainly had a troubled start. Welling down there as well. That makes a point too about the expensive nature of that defeat at the beginning of the season. When you look at our position, and we are 17th, we're 4 points off the relegation places at the moment. That's the kind of cup half empty. You don't think, but having said that, you don't think Matt Bow will be too unhappy about the start we've made to this season?
I think 9 points from 8 games doesn't sound too bad for a newly promoted side. I think we're a little bit, as we've said, to be fair, if things had gone the other way, we would be sat here looking at being just outside the playoffs potentially. If you had 5 or 6 points onto where we are, that would put us just outside the playoffs, which is on performances probably where we deserve to be. But you don't get positions on performances, you get them on results, and that's where we struggled. For us, 17th, 4 points above the relegation zone. These next 2 games are massive. I think the home game today here against Woking and against Halifax on Tuesday night. You look at it on paper, if there was a time to play Halifax, you'd want it to be now, whilst they're on this bad run of form. However, I would anticipate that they'll get something against Kidderminster today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is going to make Tuesday evening very, very interesting. These games are always tough to call.
It's going to be tasty, isn't it?
Or at the Shade. They're always tasty. They're always tough to call. They're a proper dogged battle. You don't want to part too many cliches, but you have to on occasions like this, because it is the stereotypical derby.
Yeah, that sort of infers why we need to be going into that game potentially on the back of a decent result here this afternoon. I mean, you look at Woking, they're third in the table. 16 from 8, 14 goals scored. They've only conceded 6. Compare that with our goal ratio, 5 goals in the opening games. That just really reiterates the point. I mean, you look at our goal scoring rate, and it's like binary code, isn't it? It's all ones and zeros. And it's something that we've got to address. And it would be great today if we could just bag a couple of goals. Even if it's a 2-2 draw, just show that we can actually score.
Yeah, that's been the big problem. I think Dave's nodding his head, and you made the slightly facetious point of we've got to aim for that white thing at each end. But it's true. Scoring goals has been the biggest problem that we've had. We didn't expect that, I don't think, too much when we looked at the start of the season of the squad we've got. We thought there was going to be goals in it. There could have been goals in it, plenty more goals in it than there has been. But as we say, we've got to look to try and get a couple of goals.
I mean, yes, I was a bit facetious earlier, but it's true. With the scoring ability that we've got in the squad, you've got Adam Boyes, who got 20 odd last season, Liam Dickinson, Nicky Boschel can chip in with a few. Zach Thompson was unfortunate not to score against Torquay. You've got Brooksby on the bench. You've got Craddock. Luke Porritt's named on the bench today. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's a young player. He's very quick. He's very strong. He's very low centre of gravity. Very sort of Rooney-esque kind of player. maybe he's not there yet, but he's coming through. So there is the ability to score. Even in defence, you would expect Rob Atkinson, Adam Lockwood to be getting up for corners and set pieces, and really going for it. Really going for it from that point of view. So there are goals just all over this team. It's just a case of Colin's right. We need to get a couple, get going, and then hopefully they'll flow from there.
And don't forget, it was only a couple of weeks ago, Colin, that Mark Bauer was saying, we were due to be giving a side a drubbing, and look how it's turned out since then.
I winced then. You're kind of like, why did you curse that?
I know, because the game that he said that, we went and lost 4-0.
I know.
Then 2-0, and the performances have picked up in the last couple of games away from home, but we still not look like actually giving a drubbing if we can't take the chances.
Well, let's have a quick look at the away side now, because this is a tough task, we know that. Have a rundown of the team sheet here. Jake Cole, Jake Caprice, Chris Arthur, Brian Sarr, the captain, Joey Jones, Terrell Thomas, John Goddard, Godfrey Puku, Bruno Andrade, Daniel Holman and Jimmy Keyhorn. If you look at that lineup, who should we be worrying about? Who are the danger men here?
Dan Holman, straight off. He was a 20-plus goals the season before last, when he was at Braintree. He got a move to, I think it was Colchester, in the Football League. Things haven't worked out. He's come back down to this level. Very capable of scoring goals. Also likes of Bruno Andrade, usually a left winger. Plenty of pace. Former QPR youngster is, I think, at youth level, is a Portuguese international, or a former Portuguese youth level international. So there's a lot of pace and creativity in him. And then at the back, Brian Sarr, the captain, a very experienced centre half, somebody that Liam Dickinson is going to have to, similarly to Exodus Geohagen last week, going to have to get into a bit, try and have a bit of a rough and tumble battle between those two. I think it's certainly going to be very physical between Liam Dickinson and Brian Sarr, the captain.
Well, big shout out before we get underway today to the academy side, who won 6-0 at Brig on Thursday night, and we have a passage through to the next round of the FA Youth Cup. So that's a great result from those guys. And Guiseley are about to come out onto the field, and the referee leads the two sets of players out. So welcome to Nethermoor, where Guiseley face a very tough task in Woking, who sit in third place in the National League. The Lions looking to get back to winning ways after losing the last two here at home. 2-0 to Gateshead and 4-0 to Aldershot. But 2 good points on the road have certainly given Mark Bauer's side optimism that they can perform and pick up the points today. So those two sides, Stephen Drench in goal for Guiseley, Ryan Tilson, Ben Parker, Adam Lockwood, Jake Lawler, Adam Boys, Will Hatfield, Liam Dickinson, Nicky Boschel, Zach Thompson and Rob Atkinson. On the bench, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Tom Craddock, Steve Dickinson and Luke Porritt. For Woking, their lineup is as follows: Jake Cole, Jake Caprice, Chris Arthur, Brian Sarr. A late change just before kick-off. Harry Cardwell comes in to replace Joey Jones. Terrell Thomas, John Goddard, Godfrey Poku, Bruno Andrade, Daniel Holman, Jimmy Keyhorn. And then on the bench, Nick Haman, Giuseppe Sol, Cadell Daniel and Ben Patty. So we hope for 3 points. We hope the Lions can put in the performance and get the just desserts this time here at Nethermoor. And referee today, Carl Evans, who's be assisted by Daniel Woodward and Lindsay Robinson, is about to go through the coin toss and get us underway. So Chris, final thoughts ahead of this one? And that late change, of course.
Yes, not entirely sure of the reason. Presumably it'll be an injury in the warm-up. So Harry Cardwell starts over Joey Jones. Just waiting to hopefully try and find out who is the replacement substitute, should there be one. Final thoughts, though. This is a good chance to be playing a side like Woking. Yes, they're sitting third in the league. They've had a good start to the season. Couple of iffy results in the last game. Couple of big injuries as well that are missing. So this is a good chance to be playing a side as high as Woking. it would be great, as we alluded to, just to see more than a goal. If we can get a couple of goals and a 2-2 draw, perhaps I'd take that right now. But of course, 3 points is the main aim. Get a good result, a positive result after or ahead of welcoming the Shaman for Tuesday night.
Well, thanks to George McPherson, who's tweeted and hoping that we can win this today and get the 3 points, and is looking for Liam Duckinson to score.
Liam Duckinson?
He's corrected it. Don't worry, George, we're not hanging you out there to dry. He's hoping Liam Dickinson could score, because there was a lovely story, of course, Si Wintle, one of the stalwart fans, was travelling down and said he'd, cut his hair the day that Liam Dickinson scored, and of course he picked up that penalty last Saturday. So
yeah, I
haven't seen him sporting the new haircut yet.
I was going to say I can't spot him now because of the lack of hair.
So we'll keep an eye out for that. Good crowd here, it seems like there's a crowd that's emerged all of a sudden, and good conditions for football. We had a heavy downpour at about 1:30, but since then things have cleared up. It's cool, it's clear. There'll be a wet surface because of the amount of rain that we had earlier on, but other than that there's a gentle breeze, and it's pretty perfect conditions all round. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that downpour earlier will be much welcomed. We spoke to Danny Boschel after the Gateshead game, and he was not moaning too much, but he was just making the point that the pitch was a bit hard, a bit sticky in his words. So that's something that we will certainly be looking to make the most of, a bit of a zippy surface.
Well, we seem to have a bit of a hold-up for a moment. The two assistants are by the goals. Everyone's sort of just warming up on both sides. Stephen Drench and the assistant Lindsay Robinson having a chat down by the goal away to our right. Not quite sure whether we've just found a loose peg. But equally, the other assistant, Daniel Woodward, is stood behind there, and he takes receipt of a peg, and rather Sunday morning football level, the assistant there has to tuck the peg into the net right by the upright on the left hand side, and it has just come loose. So
I don't want to say tin pot, but
listeners from Halifax, take note. We take it, we'll suck it up, as they say, don't they? We'll take it on the chin. So yes, we're having a peg, it looks like, put into the goal away to our left. So a slight delay to the kick-off here. We'll wait to see. One discussion point I noticed on the forums have been about Luke Porritt, just while we're waiting to get underway. And you talked about him on the bench earlier on. Happily, the goal nets are all sorted. Do you fancy he might get a run out today?
You would expect so. Depends how the game is going, I suppose. But hopefully we won't be, but if at any point we're trailing and we're looking for a way to get back into the game, then Luke Porritt, we've said all season, after a really good pre-season, he's possibly been unfortunate not to have featured on the bench yet. Of course, he is doing today, and that's going to be a great positive for him. He's somebody that can make a great impact. You know, I've seen people on the forum, it's a very hot topic for debate, I think, at the moment on the forum, because some people think it might be too soon, others think he deserves a chance given the way things are going. I'm glad to see him on the bench, and hopefully he'll get a bit of a run out.
Well, two sides are now ready to get underway. Woking, who will be playing in all yellow, will shoot from left to right as we watch in this stand here, taking on the Lions in white shirts, navy blue shorts and socks, and we're off. The referee gets the game started, Carl Evans, and immediately cards are on the attack with Holman playing an exchange of passes about 20-30 yards from goal, out to the right hand side to Jake Caprice. He crosses into the box, headed away by Lawler, chested down by Nicky Boschel, and up here to the halfway line where Liam Dickinson lays the ball in towards Hatfield, but Hatfield doesn't follow the flight of the ball well, just as Guiseley looked like they were launching a counter-attack. The ball now down the right hand side here with Andrade. He gets the ball into the box, over everyone, and out for a Guiseley throw in right back position.
Bright start for the visitors. looking to get down this right-hand side. And as I said, Bruno Andrade on the right-hand side today, something that can cause problems. And Ben Parker, he's going to have, I think, a tough job in the afternoon, but I think he's capable of matching him.
Throw from that right flank, headed up and picked up by Goddard. Goddard is bundled over, claims a free kick. Referee actually points for a Guiseley throw. So a chance for Toulson just to take some time here and launch a ball up to the halfway line, up towards Dickinson, flicks on, finds Nicky Boschel, chests down, gives it to Boys. Boys threads it towards Nicky Boschel, blocked well there by Terrell Thomas, and it's out for a Guiseley throw, about level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side.
Yeah, good break forward there from Guiseley. Almost able to slide the ball through. That's getting on goal, not quite though. But a good chance for Toulson to launch a throw.
Toulson will go long with this one, lofts it into the area. There's a push in the area. On Dickinson, he goes down. Referee's not having any of it though. The ball delivered back into the area, headed by Adam Boys off the back of Nicky Boschel. It's claimed to be a corner, in fact, to Guiseley. No complaints from Woking. Presumably, it actually came off the Woking defender in the end.
It certainly looked like it came off a Guiseley shirt, though, didn't it? Like it was headed onto the back of Nicky Boschel before going out. Before that, though, moments earlier, Liam Dickinson, when I kept my teeth in, went down. Nothing given.
Hard to call from here, isn't it? Very hard to call. Corner from the left-hand side. Will be taken by Zach Thompson. He'll deliver this one towards the back post, up beyond everyone, and almost finds its way through there to Rob Atkinson at the back post. He didn't expect it to come all the way through to him, and in the end he can do nothing but help the ball out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't expecting that. There was a yellow shirt in front of him who did touch it. It was Harry Cardwell that I expected, and I think Atkinson expected to touch it behind. In the end, Cardwell left it, and he just hits Atkinson out for a goal kick.
Guys, you might want to capitalise in these early stages. Woking forced into a change to their starting lineup before the game gets underway, with Joey Jones being replaced by Harry Cardwell. Now, guys, they have to defend, but the ball over the top results in an offside decision, and guys, he'll get a free kick. Not quite sure in this instance whether, because the change and the swap has happened, whether that impacts on the numbers of subs during the game that could be made. But I think it's if you have to swap before the game, you still have the 3 changes in the 90 minutes. But maybe we can research that one.
I believe you're right on that. I think that's how it works. If it's beforehand, you still get your 3 subs in the match. Whether or not they've been able to add a sub, I'm not entirely sure.
I'm thinking Ronaldo in the 98 World Cup final. Ball's gone forward.
The laws may have changed since then.
That was very recent. Guys have actually earned a throw-in on the right-hand side, and it's Ryan Toulson who'll come up forward again. It's about level with the edge of the 18-yard box. It was an optimistic ball forward, and it was headed out by Terrell Thomas. So Toulson now can launch once again into the box. Boschel, Dickinson, Boys all in there. It's towards Dickinson. He nods the ball on. It's helped away up to the halfway line, though, as it's well defended by Woking. Lockwood comes to intercept but can't get to the ball first, and Andrade will pick up the loose ball. Goes down the right hand side. Zach Thompson goes for the challenge but completely misses it. Andrade into the box, plays the ball across the edge of the area, and it's well intercepted in the end and taken away here by Thompson and Nicky Boschel, who combine. Liam Dickinson battling on the halfway line, trying to win the ball back. Doesn't, but Jake Lawler does. He sends it up to Adam Boys. The guys who just don't really control the ball. And now it's a chance here for Goddard to come forward for Woking, who come down this left-hand side with some purpose. Chris Arthur, cross into the box, headed up by Ben Parker, picked up now by Keohorn, and Woking still in possession. Keohorn into the feet of Goddard, who turns, but guys, he defend well, and Nicky Boschel plays the ball out, still inside his own half, gives the ball here to Hatfield. Hatfield over the halfway line. Is held up and forced to go back to Toulson, who sends it long, flicked on by Liam Dickinson, but that's easily for Jake Cole to claim inside the Woking goal.
Yeah, nobody to get on the end of the flick on from Liam Dickinson. I think one thing informational wise to pick up on is that Adam Boys, he's been on the left hand side in the last couple of games. He's over on the right with Nicky Boschel coming back into the side. He's taking up the position on the left.
Holman now plays a good ball to the right hand side. Andrade's got free, plays the ball into the box over everyone. It wasn't a good ball in the end. Harry Cardwell had taken up a position at the near post but it was over him and out for a Guiseley goal kick.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that from Bruno Andrade. He's looking lively though. He's getting to the right positions and delivering the crosses. They haven't troubled too much so far.
Fleetwood 1, Bradford 0 in the League One game, and Welling 1, Torquay 0. Torquay have had a difficult week, haven't they?
You could say that.
Yeah, Welling leading there. Guiseley now get the ball flicked on by Dickinson, but it's helped back by Thomas all the way to the goalkeeper Cole. It's sent long. Guiseley now battling again. Andrade, who looks a real threat down this right-hand side, moves the ball towards the corner flag. Holds it up now, looks to get the cross. Parker sticks to his task, gets the block in, but at the expense of a corner to Woking, their first of the game.
Yeah, strong defending from Ben Parker. Stayed strong, made himself big. Able to block that cross.
7 minutes gone, 0-0. Corner for Woking on the right-hand side. There's about 4 or 5 all clustered on the edge of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side of the D. Waiting to get on the end of the delivery here. It's taking its time, but the ball is eventually played in. Headed away by Atkinson. Boys tumbles into Godfrey Poku, and it's a free kick now for Woking. Midway through the Guiseley half, very central. I think they'll be in two minds whether to distribute this left or right. It's a difficult position, actually, isn't it? A free kick in this area.
It is. It's a tough one to call. Do you try and just drop it into around the penalty spot and hope that somebody gets a header, or do you feel ambitious and go for goal? One thing to say, it was certainly a clumsy tackle for Adam Boyce to concede the free kick.
So the free kick will be taken now. It's drilled in from distance. Stephen Drench loses the flight of the ball, and it's a superb goal from John Goddard. Guiseley trail after 8 minutes. A free kick that we didn't think he was going to try from distance. It looked far too far out, but it went over the wall, and Stephen Drench reacted late. The ball into the bottom left-hand corner. Guiseley 0, Woking 1.
It's an excellent free kick, it has to be said, from John Goddard, but could Stephen Drench have done a little bit more? Quite possibly. He could have got over that bit earlier. There didn't seem to be as much pace on the ball as I was expecting, or as you would have thought you'd have had to use from there. But it has beaten Steve Drench, and Guiseley go behind early on.
Well, Guiseley need to change the record a little bit at home. That's a soft goal to concede. It was a free kick that was hit well, but there's no doubt I think it should have been prevented from going in. And now the Lions come down the left-hand side. Liam Dickinson up against Thomas. Thomas wins that battle, but only at the expense of a throw. Guiseley have a throw just up from the corner flag. A goal down now, thanks to a super free kick from John Goddard, but one I'm sure Stephen Drench will be watching back and wondering how he didn't keep that one out.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be watching that one back, to be honest. If I were him, I wouldn't be.
Throw here for Guiseley. Parker will now loft this one into the area. Dickinson is the target man on this occasion, up against 2 yellow shirts. They've nodded it out for a corner. Another corner to the Lions, and they find themselves a goal behind early doors in this game. Just 9 minutes gone, and Goddard has given Woking the lead from a free kick. Corner though, delivered in by Thompson, up towards the back post, up towards Jake Lawler. He doesn't win that one. Hatfield battles for the header on the right hand side and wins the ball. He's 3 yellow shirts ahead of him, so he goes back to Toulson. His cross towards the back post. Goalkeeper punches it only as far as Adam Boyce. He stabs the ball towards the goal, but the flag was already up on the far side. And it'll be a free kick to Woking.
It's unfortunate there for Adam Boyce. I think the ball in from Toulson was excellent, caused problems. It was tricky to see just whether, or just how close he was to being onside or offside there. Adam Boyce with 3 or 4 white shirts.
Free kick taken from the goalkeeper, Cole. He lofts it forward, up towards Holman. It's picked up now by Cardwell. Cardwell into the area, and a chance there for John Goddard to add his second. Cardman picked Goddard out, and he had all the time in the world to actually drill the ball into either side of Drench, but he hit the ball straight at the Guiseley keeper in the end.
There was a tame effort from John Goddard there. It's going to be interesting to see how Guiseley have to react, because we haven't been in a situation like this, I don't think, this season, where we've fallen behind this early, especially not at home.
Guys are now on the ball in the halfway line. A goal down within the first 10 minutes here. The ball helped away by Arthur. Up in the air, Toulson battling to try and win it back. He can't. Picked up though by Hatfield. Hatfield's tackled well in midfield. Real tigerish tackling coming in there from Poku, and he plays a long ball forward, and Holman's onside. Goes through, clean on goal. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, straight at Drench. There's a good recovery challenge came in at the same time from Atkinson, but Guiseley were pulled apart again with a simple ball over the top there, and a well-timed run from Daniel Holman.
Yeah, it was too easy there for Holman to break through. Just got between Lockwood and Atkinson. Very similar to the goal we conceded against Gateshead.
Now Guiseley come forward, a little flick from Nicky Boschel, tries to get the ball down the left-hand side. This time it's a tackle, takes the ball away from him. Lockwood now gives the ball to Zach Thompson, to Lockwood. Lockwood looks for options, plays it over the top, looking to get Liam Dickinson away. Dickinson's onside, but back to goal now. 20 yards from the goal, with 2 around him. Threads the ball through to Thompson. Thompson drills it from distance. It's not going towards the goal. It's blocked by Thomas. Guiseley have a throw on the left-hand side. And this will be taken by Parker. He finds Liam Dickinson, who tries to turn and go in towards goal. This time is a good tackle by Thomas on him again, and Dickinson sticks to his task, forces Thomas into a hurried clearance. Parker now takes over, goes down the left-hand side. He's tackled at the expense of a throw by Caprice.
Liam Dickinson looks like a man possessed so far.
Ball here with Thompson, gets the ball into the air. It's a poor cross though, and now Woking can come away with it. The Cards come away again with conviction on the counter-attack with Cardwell. Cardwell out to the left-hand side where Goddard, the goal scorer, cuts in field, goes towards the edge of the 18-yard box, flicks it onto Poku. Poku gives it back to Goddard. Goddard shoots. 2-0 Woking. And Guiseley are being picked apart far too easy on the counter-attack here. And John Goddard has his second, and Guiseley's game plan is completely undone.
Well, as defensively poor as that was, the passing movement from Woking was absolutely outstanding. Excellent counter-attacking football from the visitors, but just far, far too easy. We just stood there and let them pass it round us, and this has been an absolutely dreadful start. We don't usually get to this stage until at least an hour gone. I know that's not what you want to hear, but let's be fair with the whole performances. This is something's got to change, and soon though. You know, on the pitch quickly. They can't play like this for much longer, otherwise we're going to be a cricket score.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Liam Dickinson, he's looked lively. He's looked really up for it. He's been going in for challenges and everything. So he certainly looks fired up for it if we can get the right balls and the chances into him.
Guys, who get the free kick from the kick-off. It was Liam Dickinson, the man who was tugged back. Couple of goals to tell you about. Dover are leading at Cheltenham. North Ferriby are 1-0 up in the north against Gloucester. This free kick is about 30 yards from goal on the left-hand side. It'll be curled in by Boschel. Doesn't beat the first man. Headed away by Arthur. Guys, who get the ball back into the box. Flicked in by Lockwood. But Woking defend and get the ball away. Ben Parker ships the ball forward again. It's a lovely one. Finds Dickinson on the edge of the 18-yard box, but it's well defended. Dickinson does a great challenge to win the ball back, and now gives it back here to Hatfield. Chris Arthur had put in a super challenge originally. Now Hatfield on the ball, tackled by Goddard, and takes a deflection off Hatfield, and it's out for a Woking throw in their left-back position.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Guiseley to not see that throw in giving their favour. Hatfield did well, but did just take the nick off him as he went out of play. But as I say, this gives us something new to see for Guiseley, because we've got to see a reaction, and a reaction soon. No, it doesn't. We're 2-0 down at home. we've been in this position the last couple of games, haven't we? Yeah, but not this early on. We've got time. If we can get, as long as we don't concede anymore, we can still get out of this game. That was a bit Partridge-esque, actually, wasn't it? Guiseley coming forward now on the right-hand side, defended well, and Arthur will complete the clearance, sends it up towards Andrade. And Parker steps over, takes the ball away from the winger, sends the ball back to Stephen Drench. Drench
It's a lovely ball forward into the chest of Dickinson. Dickinson's brought down by Sarr. Brian Sarr is spoken to by the referee. But he doesn't feel there was the foul, but looked like Dickinson might have been the recipient of a tug or two on that occasion.
Yeah, he's just done what we expected Liam Dickinson to do in that position. Take the ball on his chest and look to win a free kick.
Thompson now with the ball for Guiseley with a free kick. Curls this one in, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed over by Dickinson. Jake Lawler seemed to have taken up a good position and was in space behind him. Dickinson wasn't to know, he had to go to win the header. In the end, it's behind for a Woking goal kick. 16 minutes gone. You might not really want to tune in today, to be honest. It's 2-0 already. John Goddard with 2 goals. The first free kick wasn't well dealt with by Stephen Drench, and Guiseley found themselves 2-0 down 4 minutes later. This time an incisive counter-attack. Drench had no chance. Goddard putting the ball away. Guiseley now attacking again. Liam Dickinson dispossessed. Asks for the shout, but he was well tackled in the centre of the field. But Guiseley now need to construct some sort of response to these 2 Woking goals. And boys at the moment just going backwards to Atkinson. And Lockwood will start from the back. Gives the ball to Ben Parker. Parker over the halfway line, gets past Andrade, but Andrade again shows a good turn of pace to halt any progress that Thompson might make, that Parker might make. And in the end, Holman wins the ball back for Woking, closing down Jake Lawler, and Woking come forward again down this right-hand side with Andrade on the right flank, crosses into the box. It's a flick on with a header from Cardwell. He couldn't direct it onto the target, and it goes behind for a goal kick. And this is looking like a very, very shaky Lions at the moment.
It was an excellent ball in we've just seen there, and Cardwell did well, got his head onto it. Just agonisingly wide of the post for him. A little bit of a let-off for us.
Interestingly, Brooksby and Porritt warming up.
They've been sent out very, very early.
Welling 1, Torquay 1, Fleetwood 1, Bradford 1, equaliser for the Bantams, and Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 1. That's a heck of a trek, isn't it? Eastleigh. Gateshead to Eastleigh.
Yeah, it makes our trips to Torquay look local.
Thompson now on the ball for Guiseley. On the left-hand side, held up, goes back here to Parker. Parker needs to deliver, goes square, in fact, to Hatfield. Hatfield shows industry, plays the ball to the right-hand side to Tilson. Tilson's held up, Woking holding very good shape here. And the Lions struggling to make headway. The ball over the right-hand side towards Boys. Boys battles for it to try and win it off Arthur, and does well to win the corner. And Chris Arthur protests. Boys lunged in for the tackle to win the ball back, took a deflection off the left back, and it's out for a Guiseley corner.
Yeah, he's done very well there as Adam Boys. He kept chasing, kept battling, got a challenge in. Has won his side a corner kick.
Corner from this right-hand side. Nicky Boschel will take. Jake Lawler, Adam Boys, Lockwood all in the area. The ball into the area. First man it hits. Again, the deliveries have been poor. Was Poku. He heads the ball away. And then there's a free kick against Nicky Boschel. For Poku, who's taken a flick by Nicky Boschel, and it'll be a free kick to Woking.
Yeah, Boschel had swung a leg to get the ball. And before he knew it, Poku was on it. Tapped the ball away. And then went over Nicky Boschel's outstretched leg.
Can we go home now? 20 minutes gone.
Come on, be a little bit more optimistic.
Wrexham 1, Altrincham 0, and Forest Green 2, Southport 0. You wouldn't imagine there's any way back for Southport. Perhaps there's a way back for Guiseley if we can get something of a foothold before half-time in this game. We're 2-0 down though. 2 John Goddard goals, giving Woking a pretty emphatic early lead in this game. 20 minutes gone. Caprice, right back, just ticking the ball over with Thomas. And Sarr, the captain, up to the halfway line. Just keeps the ball moving across the back line. Woking don't need to hurry this game at all now. Just want to hold on to it, make Guiseley work and run around. Keyhorn, now Arthur, over the halfway line finally, up towards the left flank where Toulson wins possession back for Guiseley. Hatfield sends it back to the edge of the 18-yard box where Atkinson, again Guiseley trying to pass the ball out of defence and not being allowed to make any progress. Lockwood just on the edge of his own area, looks for options ahead. He's got Zach Thompson and Nicky Boschel down the left-hand side. Boschel flicks it on, comfortable for Thomas. Nodded back on by Lawler, but very easy for Woking to defend on that occasion. Andrade with a slightly loose ball forces Keown into making the ball pass back to Jake Cole rather. Cole clears from his own goal area, and then Ryan Toulson is penalised, and Holman wants to get the ball back underway, and Holman and Toulson have had a coming together, and Holman and Toulson are going to be called over by a referee today, Carl Evans, and the referee will speak to both players. Not sure what you made of that, Chris.
Well, it's two players that, should we say, can lose the rag a little bit quickly perhaps at times. Referees just had a word with both of them, no cards or anything, so just prepared to let things carry on. Just a first warning perhaps.
Well, it'll be a free kick anyway to Woking, not dissimilar position to when they scored the first goal. It was such a long ranger. The ball goes to the left-hand side to that goal scorer, Goddard, of course, on a hat-trick. And the ball is blasted off. Goddard, and actually it looked like it might have taken a touch off Toulson. It's gone behind anyway for a Guiseley goal kick. 22 minutes gone. Fylde beating Tamworth in the north by 1-0. Guiseley, meanwhile, are losing 2-0 here.
Well, all the subs have been out, with the exception, of course, of Steve Dickinson, for a bit of a warm-up. Luke Porritt's still out there. Can't really see Mark thinking about making changes just yet. But perhaps it has been that bad enough start to warrant it.
It could get worse. The ball's played down here to Harry Cardwell on the right-hand side. He crosses into the box, headed away by Lockwood, but not convincingly. It's up in the air, helped away eventually by Nicky Boschel, but only as far as Holman on the edge of the area. Left-footed drive. It didn't have the power in the end, and it's behind for a goal kick.
It was a bit of a half chance really there, a bit of an optimistic effort from Dan Holman. I don't know, what's your view on the situation at the moment, Colin?
I don't know.
Do you think it'd
warrant my cheeks?
That sums it up, I think.
I don't know. Do we change it? Do we? I think we have to stick till half time with what we've got. There's plenty of endeavour. It's just that Woking looks so very dangerous on the attack and the counter-attack, and they're again moving the ball forward up towards Cardwell. He nods it back. This time it's on the left-hand side, and Goddard helps the ball out there for a cross into the box, which is beaten away by Atkinson, but still not completely cleared. Into the area towards Cardwell, blocked again on the edge of the 6-yard box. I think it was Lockwood who put the challenge in. Again, Goddard in the thick of things, trying to win the ball back on that left-hand side, but this time it's out for a Guiseley throw. But, well, we're living by our living very, very tentatively, aren't we, at the moment, avoiding conceding a third on 2 or 3 occasions.
Yeah, and you can tell that it's affecting the crowd as well. There's a lot of disgruntled noise from the home supporters, and quite right, because in the last couple of games at home we've seen a good first half performance, not taking the chances, but we've seen a Guiseley performance in which we've dominated the opposition, and we haven't been given that chance to do so at all. Woking have set the stall up well. They've been organised. They've closed down a lot quicker than the likes of Aldershot and Gateshead did, to be fair. They've really made it pay.
Now Woking get the ball from their back line to the feet of Poku. Thomas now over the halfway line, just playing it short here to Holman. Forward, tackled by Toulson against Cardwell. Toulson again clearly frustrated by the way this first half has gone for Guiseley. Showing that frustration. Arthur actually has a loose touch for Woking, and it's out for a Guiseley throw on the halfway line. And I think Mark Barrow might be just saying a couple of tactical changes in here. Zach Thompson comes across, and so does Hatfield, and I think we might be just changing the shape a little bit here. The ball's down that right-hand side with Dickinson. Dickinson looks to get the cross in. He's up against Arthur. Arthur gets the tackle in. Guys, he get another corner.
It was a good turn from Liam Dickinson. Did well. Got away from Arthur. Arthur with a good recovering tackle to put it behind for a goal. We need to start making sort of these.
The corner comes in from Boschel up towards the back post. Jake Lawler with a header, punched away by the goalkeeper. Up again for Atkinson to win. Again helped away, this time by Saar. And that's the most dangerous opportunity that Guiseley have had. And it was a good header from Jake Lawler, and it was punched away from the goalkeeper. And now Guiseley have to watch the counter-attack as Andrade tries to get past Ben Parker. Ben Parker is tripped. And Guiseley get the free kick in right-back position.
Parker's done very, very well there up against Bruno Andrade. He's got pace to burn, but he came across him, got his body between the ball and him, and in the end won a free kick. Well, we got half an hour gone, just under perhaps.
No, 26. It feels longer, doesn't it? Yeah. Is it 5 o'clock yet? 2-0 down. Stephen Drench. A little glimmer of hope there with that Jake Lawler header. But the Lions have a big task on them. And now Ben Parker on the halfway line looks to create an opening for the Lions again. This time he has to go square to Jake Lawler. Good ball from Lawler. Finds Thompson. Thompson immediately into the box towards Boys. It's beyond him and Thomas. Boys wins it. Sends it back here to Hatfield, who's on the left-hand side now, looking to get a cross in up by the corner flag. Tackle comes in on him from Keyhorn, and Guiseley will have a throw about level with the edge of the 6-yard box.
He just run himself into a bit of a closed avenue there, did Hatfield, but he's won a throw.
Parker to Hatfield. Hatfield's cross towards the back post, up towards Boys, but Boys doesn't time the jump well enough to connect. And it's beyond him and out for a Woking goal kick.
Well, that was a brighter spell, last minute or two. Working it forward quite well, getting the crosses in, just no end product, nobody there to get a head on it there in Adam Boys. Just couldn't jump either high enough or time it right.
Yeah.
There's still time. If we can get one, back and not concede again, get one by half time.
Andrade now comes down the right hand side. He crosses into the box, headed out by Lockwood, and eventually cleared by Nicky Boschel up towards the halfway line, but it's going to go out.
That was a bit pointless. He had more time than did Nicky Boschel.
Poku now on the ball for Woking to Arthur. Chris Arthur steps forward on the left flank, chips the ball into the box, looking for Andrade over him, and Guiseley gets it away. Caprice take the throw. Caprice with the throw, square. It's the ball back from Holman, and he can't get the cross in. Challenge comes in from Nicky Boschel on the left-hand side as he's defending now. Thomas now gets the ball from the throw and goes back to the Woking back line where Saar takes over, gives it to Arthur. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Cole. Thomas up to the halfway line, gives it to Caprice. Caprice has played it short, but he still wins the ball back. Nicky Boschel works hard to try and win the ball back for the Lions. But this is clearly a very good Woking side. They're just holding on to the ball. They're passing the ball well amongst themselves. And Guiseley are struggling to get a foothold back in this game at 2-0 down with half an hour gone.
Yeah, I think Woking is showing why they were the best part-time club in the country last season, finishing 7th in the conference, as it was then.
Free kick for Woking about 30 yards from goal. They're taking it short. It's on the right-hand side now with Andrade. He's got two ahead of him. Plays a lovely ball in towards Goddard, the goal scorer. He's helped away by Ben Parker. As Guiseley managed to clear on that occasion, but only expense of giving it straight back to Chris Arthur, who plays a lovely 1-2 and cuts in field from full-back. One back here by Hatfield. Hatfield skips past Poku. Poku takes him down. Just as Guiseley looked like they might get the counter-attack going. That was a full-time challenge, that wasn't it? He knew exactly where to commit the foul at the right place.
Yeah, it was a clever foul there from Godfrey Poku.
The Lions pick the ball up inside their own half. With Boys, forced back to Toulson. Toulson closed down well by Cardwell. And in the end, Toulson's touch too heavy. And it's out for a Woking throw, about level with the centre circle on the left-hand side as they attack Stephen Drench's goal.
Yeah, there's been a few poor touches from Guiseley players in this game. Of course, we don't have that downpour earlier on, so there's a little bit of zip and a slick finish on the surface, but...
Nah, you can't blame that, can you? Throw comes in from Arthur. Guys, he actually get a good foot through it, and Liam Dickinson's got a bit of a running race on between him and Saar, which Dickinson wins. And Dickinson's on the right-hand side, but he's got two players around him and wins the free kick. With a rather clumsy challenge that comes in there from Poku, and Dickinson's done very well there.
He has. He's done very, very well, because nobody was quick to get with him, were they? And at 2-0 down, you'd be expecting white shirts to be flooding forward there, but they are doing for this free kick at least.
Free kicks on the right-hand side. It's about 10 yards up from the corner flag by the touchline. So guys, he can get a good cross in here. They've got 4 or 5 on the edge of the 6-yard box. It goes beyond everyone. It's flicked into the net. And it's Adam Lockwood, I think, who's got the goal back. Is it? Or is it Rob Atkinson?
It's Rob Atkinson.
But either way, guys, he have a foothold back in this game. Rob Atkinson with the goal. Guys, he 1, Woking 2.
What did I tell you? We get one back before half-time, where we've got a bit of time before then. One back. It was a good ball into the box. No yellow shirts went towards it. Thankfully, the Guiseley man did. Still not entirely sure it was, but I think it was Rob Atkinson.
Nobody celebrated. It went into a mass of players, and Atkinson, I think, was the man who put the ball in towards the goal, and didn't celebrate. The Lions a foothold back into this. 2-1 now, they trail. Hatfield winning the ball on the halfway line, gives it to Thompson, to Lawler, who has to stretch to keep the ball in Guys' possession. Does well though, flicked on now by Hatfield towards Boys. Referee gives the free kick. He did well there. Referee Carl Evans today, he just allowed that passage of play to progress and pulled it back when it wasn't going to be an advantage to the Lions. And a free kick now to Guys on the edge of the centre circle, about level with that on the right hand side, so it'll go long again. 5 on the edge of the D, and Jake Lawler now makes it 6. Delivered by Thompson into the area. Oh, it's a poor ball in the end, straight for the... Easy for Jake Cole to claim. But
yeah, that one.
Guys have a little bit more zip about them, haven't they? Just in that little passage of play since the goal than we'd seen in that previous half hour.
Absolutely. There's a bit more noise and a bit more of an atmosphere as well around Nethermoor now that they've actually seen a goal to celebrate for the fans. Just need to make it count. Keep working.
It's only our 3rd home goal of the season. Chest down by Liam Dickinson now as Guiseley repel a Woking attack.
It's only his 6th goal of the entire season.
Free kicks given against Boys on Poku. And as you can tell from the reaction, the home crowd aren't too impressed with that. 34 minutes gone. Guiseley 1, Woking 2. Offside against Holman. Guiseley have a free kick now on the edge of the 18-yard box. And Rob Atkinson's goal on 32 minutes changes the aspect of this game. Throw in for Woking on the halfway line as Stephen Drench's ball out there towards Thompson doesn't find its intended target. But can Guiseley capitalise on this? Is the question, isn't it, Chris? Can we capitalise on getting that goal back, and perhaps the moments that follow the goal are even more important, that we get some momentum into this game now?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to build on what we've got now. We've got a lifeline back into it. We've got to look to build and work the ball well and get a second. But at the same time, we've got to be very wary of the Woking counter-attack, because we've seen it already once. We got our second goal that they can play the ball very well and can cut us to pieces if and when they want to.
Caprice now has the ball for Woking. Gives it to Andrade, one of those danger men. Skips through 3 challenges, plays the ball into the box. There's a flag up against Cardwell. But again, Bruno Andrade just showing what he's blessed with, the touch and the pace that took him past 3 Guiseley men there before playing a good ball in towards Cardwell. He just had taken up an offside position.
He's looked very, very good so far. Bruno Andrade.
Flicked on now by Dickinson. Up towards Boys. Boys is bundled over. Shouts for a free kick. Nothing given. Headed back to the goalkeeper from Keyhorn.
Yeah, I think the shouts were more in hope than expectation there of getting a free kick.
What's that scoreline? Grimsby 0, Aldershot 1. Coming through after 35 minutes. Grimsby and Tranmere neither have had a start to the season they'd have wanted. Header forward there from Jake Lawler. There's claims of a push by Lawler. Tranmere 2, Chester 0. There's a few scores coming through. Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 2. Header away by Lockwood. Up towards Hatfield. He plays into Dickinson. Dickinson then plays a poor ball towards Boys. Much groaning and moaning around Nethermoor, but guys, he still win the ball back here with Hatfield. He plays it out towards the right-hand side. It'll be taken and cleared by Chris Arthur. Headed on by Jake Lawler. Onto the halfway line. Boschel chips the ball into the direction of Hatfield, who appears to clip Poku, but Guiseley come away with the ball and impeded now with Dickinson. Into Jake Lawler, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Boschel flicks it out here towards Hatfield, but Guiseley can't make the headway. They just can't get the ball going in a forward trajectory. They do now. Nicky Boschel then flicks it towards Hatfield. Big groans because it's gifted back to Woking, and Woking can start another counter-attack down this left-hand side here with Holman. Good tackle comes in on him by Toulson, but Toulson battles to keep it away from the Woking man. He does well, but Holman also stuck to his task very well there. In the end, the Lions now on the halfway line. Good 1-2. Oh, I cursed that one between Dickinson and Hatfield, but he couldn't find Zach Thompson. The guys who win it back again, and Dickinson influential once again in that move. Thompson over the top, finds Boys. Boys nails it down. Nicky Boschel shot blocked by Thomas just at the crucial point, because it was a lovely move right onto the edge of the 18-yard box, and Nicky Boschel had the chance to get a shot away on goal, and in the end it was a good block from Terrell Thomas. And guys are now asking a few more questions in this game than they have. A throw into the Lions now, just inside the Woking half.
Well, we touched before on when Zach Thompson went over to speak to Matt Bauer. They have changed to shape. Boys and Dickinson now as a two up top. Thompson out on that right hand side, and so far since then it's working well. There's a Guiseley man down.
I think Liam Dickinson's going to be spoken to here by the referee. He went for an aerial challenge with Chris Arthur. He's gone to the ground. And referee stopped play, and Dickinson's fine. Mark Bauer meanwhile just having a chat with Ryan Toulson and Zach Thompson on that far side.
There's a clear 4-4-2 though now, with Boschel on the left, Thompson on the right, Lawler and Hatfield in the middle, and then Adam Boys has pushed up alongside Dickinson.
And credit to Mark Bauer, it's been effective, hasn't it?
Very much so.
So we were very much adrift in that first half hour. That goal back from Rob Atkinson gives us a foothold in the game. Guiseley trail though, 2-1 here at home to Woking. We could have asked some more questions since the goal. Woking have had plenty of chances in opening half hour, opening half. 5 minutes to the break. Now Guiseley having a better spell, and they've just won a throw inside their own half. Hurriedly given to Ben Parker from the crowd. Back here with Lockwood and Parker. Parker gives it to the Lions goal scorer, Rob Atkinson, who looks ahead of him and launches it long. Looks to give it to Dickinson. Dickinson lunges forward to try and win the header. It's a difficult crossfield ball from him. It's cleared by Thomas. Guys who win the ball again. Now Hatfield in the middle of the park. Can't control and keep possession, but Jake Lawler steps over. And it's now with Zach Thompson.
The Lions play is much better now, isn't it? They look a little bit more assured, a bit more confident. They're taking that extra touch when they need to, and it's not costing them.
Flick on now from Boys, looking to get Zach Thompson into the fray. He can't. Jake Lawler on the halfway line, in towards Dickinson. Dickinson touches it well, gives the ball to Hatfield. Hatfield, he's got only Nicky Boschel ahead of him. Keeps running. Hatfield into the box. Nicky Boschel! Oh, guys, you've got the equaliser! A lovely little flick from Nicky Boschel. A great run from Hatfield. And it's Guiseley 2, Woking 2.
That is excellent football from the Lions. Brilliant play from Will Hatfield. He looked like he was going to cut across into the centre of the penalty area. Instead, he takes it down towards the byline, pulls it back, and there is Nicky Boschel with the faintest of touches, but just enough to put it beyond Jake Cole. Excellent football. 2-2.
Who'd have thought?
What did I tell you? One back and we built on it. I told you, Mr. Pessimistic.
Hey, my cup's always half full. So, Guiseley pulled it back from 2 goals down to 2-2. In this first half, it's been a really entertaining first period. If you're a neutral as well, you must have really enjoyed this game. And 41 minutes gone. Nicky Boschel getting the equalising goal for the Lions. A free kick now against Adam Lockwood. And much to do with Mark Bauer observing that tactically he wasn't set up right for this game and reverting to a 4-4-2. Since then, Guiseley have adapted much better to this afternoon's game.
It's slightly surprising, isn't it? Because you'd think, having the 4-5-1 that we did before with the 5 in midfield, we'd have more of a foothold. But as it is, pushing the extra man up front, losing a man in midfield has worked well.
As they go to win the head on the edge of the 18-yard box. There's a shout, I think, for hands. But referee's not interested. Now Woking can counter-attack and they come forward with some purpose here. It's Goddard who plays the ball towards the edge of the 18-yard box. The Lions having to defend again because this Woking side can counter-attack with such purpose. Poku out to the right-hand side with Caprice. Comes forward from right-back. He's got Andrade on the right-hand side, but he's looking to get the cross in himself. He tries to step across Ben Parker. But the Guiseley captain, the former Leeds man, is too wily for that one. And lofts the ball away up towards Liam Dickinson. Bounces over Dickinson and all the way back to Sarr. Liam Dickinson really putting in the effort in this first half and chases the ball back to the goalkeeper. Cole, who clears, is headed away by Atkinson, but only as far as Goddard. Goddard drills one in, but it's blocked again by Guiseley. Now, can the Lions get a counter-attack before half-time? 3 minutes to go. The ball played up towards Adam Boyes, beyond him. Thomas will take this one off the goalkeeper. And it's been a very entertaining first 45 here. 2-2.
Yeah, I've just heard Dave Kendra use the word roller coaster. I think that sums up this first half quite nicely.
Headed away by Lockwood. Sorry, Guiseley now in the possession of the ball with Boyes to Jake Lawler. Lawler to the right-hand side, picked up by Toulson. Toulson and Hatfield combine inside the Lions half. Toulson up towards Boyes. Picked up now by Hatfield. Hatfield battling hard, gets clipped by Terrell Thomas, and I think he'll be the first man into the book. It's just a little bit late. No malice in the challenge. Hatfield had just timed his run, and in the end, Terrell Thomas just clipped him. Free kick to the Lions. I think that's the first card. Oh, it's gone to Hatfield.
Well.
Oh, I think he's got that wrong.
I was going to say, just as you said free kick to the Lions, I glanced at that and thought, hang on a second. Oh, he's booked Will Hatfield and given the free kick in favour of the Cards.
No.
With the first card going to Guiseley.
Well. So Will Hatfield gets booked for... it's no way. It's just ridiculous. A minute to go. Guiseley 2, Woking 2. Cards were 2-0 up within 12 minutes in this game, but Guiseley have battled back hard. Atkinson and Toulson clears.
That sounded like it was going to sting.
He clattered the ball, blasted it at full pace, and to be fair to Jimmy Keyhorn, he just gets up and gets on with it, but he must have got the ball square in the midriff there, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd be downwinded. I'd be out for 6 weeks if that was me.
To be fair, you're not likely to be on this field to play, though, are you, Chris?
Yeah, not that desperate yet.
Put it this way, when we are, I'm not coming to watch. There'll be another 3 minutes of extra time, of added time. Lincoln 0, Borehamwood 1, Cheltenham 1, Dover 2, and in the north, Worcester 1, Curzon Ashton 1. Oh, it's Wrexham 2, Altrincham 0 now as well. So we've had the 45, we're into stoppages at the end of the first half. Woking on the attack, a long one forward, picked up by Keyhorn, played here to Poku. Caprice infield here, finds Andrade. He clips the ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, chested down by Atkinson, and cleared up towards Dickinson, who tries to bring Boys into play, but Boys wasn't close enough to him. And Saar takes the ball away. Out to the right flank now, with Andrade, who cuts in field. It's been a real live wire. He plays the ball now here to Caprice. The fullback gets a ball drilled in across the 6-yard box. It's played out, and it will be a Woking corner with just 2 minutes to go of the added 3.
Let's just stay strong and defend this. Let's not concede now after working so hard to get back into this game.
Corner from the right-hand side. Woking have 4 or 5 on the edge of the 18-yard box. They break up and take a place, and it's headed into the back of the net. And it's the captain, Brian Saar, who hit the ball into the net. And Guiseley, after coming back from 2 down, have conceded a soft goal just before the break from a corner. Didn't defend it well enough. And it's now Guiseley 2, Woking 3.
Well, it's too easy. Brian Saar with a relatively simple run. Nobody tracked it though. And the captain very simply able just to put that beyond Steve Drench. 3-2 down.
And it's the cliche, isn't it? It's the perfect time for them to score. And after all that hard work of getting back from 2 goals down to 2-2, the Lions concede a soft goal. Well, a soft, poor defended goal. It was well taken, but it's poorly defended goal right at the break.
Just after I'd said we need to stay strong and not concede from here. This isn't my fault.
Oh well, the half-time team talk has just changed. I'm sure there's... I'll tell you what, if it was a different manager, the teacups would be under threat, wouldn't they? 3-2 now to Woking. Guiseley on the ball inside the Woking half. Up towards Liam Dickinson. The ball bounces awkwardly and away. Guiseley now trying to get the possession back from Poku, who plays the ball back to the defender, who slips, Terrell Thomas. That does well to recover. And then hoofs the ball clear and hits touch.
You said teacups, but we're tin pot, so it's polystyrene. No. It's bitterly disappointing, isn't it, to be going in like this? And I'm sure Mark will be absolutely furious. You know, as a former centre-half himself, he'll have expected his side to defend that much better.
Well, the half-time whistle goes. And Guiseley, after working their way back from 2 goals down, 2 swift fire goals from John Goddard had given Woking the lead. They pulled it back with Rob Atkinson and Zach Thompson scoring. Nicky Boschel rather scoring. But just at the stroke of half-time, Brian Saar, the captain for Woking, headed home from a corner. And Mark Bauer's team talk will have to be quite different at the break to the one he might have been planning just a few moments before. Half-time here, Guiseley 2, Woking 3.
Well, if you're neutral, it's been a brilliant game of football to watch. Plenty of goals. From Guiseley's perspective, fell behind very early on, and it became worse as it was doubled. Worked very hard though, slight tactical changes, going from the 4-2-3-1 to a flat 4-4-2, pushing Boys up has worked, gets them level at 2-2, but they couldn't hold on at the break to go in level. Instead they concede in added time from a softly defended corner, and 3-2. Disappointing overall.
Yeah, very disappointing from a scoreline perspective, but it has been a very good game, hasn't it? Like you say, if you're coming down to Wonderdown Nethermoor and watch a game of football, you'd have enjoyed this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you will. It's, you know, it's 5 goals in a half. Really, what more can you ask for if you were a neutral, or if you've just come down to take in an afternoon's football? As I say, from defensive point of view, the second, well, all 3 actually, there's possibly something to pick up on from Guiseley's point of view. You know, the first one, the free kick, was very well hit, but possibly should have been saved. The second one, the counter-attack just took us to pieces far too easily. And the third one, as we say, it was a very simple run from Brian Saar. He made a great contact on the ball to put it in, but somebody should have been picking him up. It's as simple as that.
Well, half-time, Guiseley losing by 3-2 now here at Nethermoor. Been a very entertaining afternoon so far for the neutral. A frustrating one from the Lions' perspective, working hard to get back to 2-2 after 2 early goals were conceded to John Goddard, but the Lions conceded a late one just before the break. A header from Brian Sarr, making it 3-2 to Woking. Let's go down the scorelines in the Vanarama National League. Braintree 0, Barrow 0, Bromley 0, Macclesfield 0, Cheltenham 1, Dover 2, Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 2, Forest Green 2, Southport 0, Grimsby 0, Aldershot 1, Guiseley 2, Woking 3, Halifax 0, Kidderminster 1, Lincoln City 0, Boreham Wood 1, Tranmere Rovers 2, Chester 0, Welling 1, Torquay 1, Torquay down to 10 men there, Wrexham 2, Altrincham 0, Vanarama National League North, Alfreton 1, Hensford 0, Boston 1, Chorley 0.
Could have been us.
Long trip to Boston, yeah. Bradford Park Avenue 1, Solihull 0, but Avenue down to 10 men there at home to the league leaders, Solihull. Fylde 1, Tamworth 0, North Ferriby 2, Gloucester 0, Nuneaton 1, Gainsborough 0, Stalybridge 2, Lowestoft 0, Stockport 0, Brackley 0, Telford 0, Harrogate 2, FC United 0, Corby 0, and Worcester 1, Curzon Ashton 1. Those FA Cup games up and down the country, including local teams like Farsley and Thackley. Thackley are also taking on Abbey Hay, but there's no scores have come in for those games. We'll let you know what they are if we do get them across the course of the afternoon. Half time here, 3-2 down. We're going to go a short break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes time. Hopefully you'll join us again, and hopefully the Lions will produce a second half like they did the second half of that first half, when we managed to get ourselves back to 2-2 just before conceding a late one. Half time here, Guiseley 2, Woking 3, back shortly. Well, welcome back here to Guiseley AFC Radio. We're just about to get underway for the second half. The Lions trailing by 3 goals to 2 to Woking. It's been a pulsating first 45. John Goddard scored 2 goals for the visitors. A free kick after 8 minutes that Stephen Drench will think he could have done better with, I'm sure. His second, an incisive counter-attack. He buried the ball well into the back of the net. Guiseley then battled hard and got back into the game. Rob Atkinson on 32, and then Nicky Boschel with the deftest of touches to put the ball into the bottom right-hand corner on 40. But just at the break, Brian Sarr equalising in stoppage time in the first half, taking the lead rather, in stoppage time in the first half with a header from a corner. And I'm sure Matt Bauer will think his defence could have defended better. We're out now for the second half. Referee just counting the players, and we're about to get back underway. Can Guiseley get back on level terms and perhaps even reverse this deficit in this next 45?
Yes.
And we're off.
That's the optimism in me. 4-3. How long that optimism's going to last, though, I don't know.
The ball up in the air. Guiseley immediately trying to get onto it. Zach Thompson out to the left-hand side looking for Dickinson. He battles hard to win the ball once again like he did in the first half, but this time is unable to do so, and the ball's played over the top and a good back line is held, and this time it's a free kick to Guiseley because there was an offside decision against Cardwell, against Holman, Daniel Holman. And Stephen Drench comes up to the centre circle to take the free kick up towards Dickinson into the area, finds Boys takes a touch, plays it away from goal, in towards Nicky Boschel. He plays it across the area. It's awkwardly defended by Woking, but Guiseley can't force the ball towards the goal. They do win the ball back though. Atkinson now plays it forward, up towards Dickinson, who takes it down, turns on the edge of the area, plays it out, tries to find the ball through to Jake Lawler, who's behind him. There's a handball, but there's advantage played on, into the area. Adam Boys, shot! Brilliant save from the goalkeeper, Jake Cole, to turn that one over, and Guiseley have a corner.
Excellent start from the Lions. Brilliant save there from Jake Cole. Excellent passing move, though, to get it to the point where Jake Cole had to make that top-class save. Can we make something from this corner?
Just less than 2 minutes into the second half. Guiseley with the first corner of the second period. Everyone congregating again towards the penalty spot this time. Adam Lockwood, Adam Boys, Jake Lawler. This one whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Well defended by Holman. Only as far as Hatfield. Hatfield's struggling to win the ball back. He's bundled over. Guiseley get a free kick on the edge of the D. And this is a dangerous position now for the Lions to take the free kick.
Yeah, it's closer in than John Goddard's was for the opening goal. But we saw Zach Thompson at Torquay hit the upright from a similar position to this one. 4 white shirts stood around this one, though.
Guiseley have 2 players over it. Zach Thompson, Nicky Boschel, who, of course, has scored direct from a free kick against Barrow, and Dickinson. There's about a 6 or 7 man wall, including Boys and Lawler in there too. Zach Thompson will take straight into the wall. Boschel takes a second effort, bounces off Rob Atkinson inside the penalty area. Guiseley win the second phase back though, with Ryan Toulson sending it long over the top, headed well away by Thomas. Picked up now by Hatfield, finds Dickinson. Guiseley asking the questions early on, and Dickinson is tripped by Poku, and Guiseley will get a free kick again, this time to the left hand side of the penalty area, about 25-30 yards from goal, so it's an in-swinging ball again.
He's doing well. Is Liam Dickinson. He's having a good game, leading the line, winning the free kicks.
Dickinson, Boschel, and Thompson stand over this one. Boschel distributes into the area, into the box. It's gone all over the place. Nobody could get on the end of it. Guiseley eventually win the ball back with Lockwood. He takes a rather tame effort into the area, but now the counter-attack is on for Woking, who come away with it. Toulson's down. He's gone to win the ball against Holman, and I think he's taken a genuine knock in the face and is down on the ground. Hopefully this is okay. He's going to need a bit of attention, and Martin Stringfellow rushes on.
Yeah, he was stooping, wasn't he? To try and get his head onto the ball when he was battling against Holman, who was, stood standing. He's just come off worse there as Toulson.
There's not many defensive options, is there, for us in that substitute lineup today? Danny Lowe out with an injury. Means that on the bench we've got a wide man in Wayne Brooksby, a defensive midfielder in Danny Boschel, Tom Craddock, of course a striker, and Luke Porritt. So Guiseley will be hoping Toulson will be fine for his reasons, and of course also the fact that we've got very few options on the bench. Wrexham 2, Altrincham 1, and Grimsby 1, Aldershot 1, so an equaliser for the Mariners.
This isn't looking good, is it?
I think
Still down.
I think he's got a cut, hasn't he? So wouldn't be surprised if...
how would you change things formation-wise? Hatfield to right back, Boschel on, if need be? Exactly.
I think that's the simple answer, isn't it? Hatfield back to right back, Boschel into the middle of the park. Danny Boschel just speaking to Matt Bauer at the moment.
It's such a shame, though, if that were to be the case from Hatfield's perspective. Thankfully, Toulson is back on his feet. He's going to come across to the far touchline with Martin Stringfellow. But I don't think there's going to be a need to make a change. I was going to say, Hatfield in midfield for me over these last 2.5 games that he's started in the central midfield role has looked a much better player, basically. He's being given that much more freedom to be creative, to get the assist, for example, for the equaliser today. Right back to me just seems like a waste for a player with the talent of Will Hatfield.
Stephen Drench gets us back underway with the free kick. The ball at his feet, rather, returned by Woking for the stoppage. But now Woking win the ball back over the halfway line. Godfrey Poku comes forward, tries to thread the ball through to Harry Cardwell. Good tackle from Zach Thompson. Picked up this time by Caprice. And there's an offside decision, actually, an earlier offside decision. And it'll be a Guiseley free kick. If you're just joining us, 51 minutes gone. Guiseley 2, Woking 3. And the Lions back to their full complement of 11 as Ryan Toulson makes his way back onto the field.
Yeah, it's good to see Ryan Toulson back in the game.
Stephen Drench will take this free kick on the edge of the D. Lofts it up in the air. Looking for Dickinson. Headed away. Picked up now by Cardwell. And Woking come down this right-hand side. Shepherded out by Ben Parker, so Guiseley get the throw in left-back position. Bright start to the second half from the Lions in the opening couple of minutes. Trying to get back onto level terms in this game for the second time in this match after pulling back to 2-2 after going 2-0 down. Header in the middle of the park by Zach Thompson. Guiseley pick the ball back up here with Toulson. Toulson down the right-hand side, plays it up towards Nicky Boschel. Boschel with 2 around, plays it back here to Zach Thompson. Thompson and Jake Lawler exchange passes. Toulson now on the ball, plays it long towards the edge of the 18-yard box. But this time it's headed away. And Woking come over the halfway line, but Hatfield stops Poku in his tracks. There's a shout to handball against Poku, but not overly convinced by them. And a throw to the home side, which Chris Arthur is taking his time to take. Just on the halfway line. And it's a little push on the back of Zach Thompson by Cardwell. And Guiseley get a free kick.
Well, as you've said, it's been a bright start to the second half from Guiseley's perspective. It's kind of been a bit of a lull for the last minute or two, but we've created some decent openings.
Good ball from Stephen Drench. He almost gets Boyce through and in goal. Boyce gets a shot away as he was forced out to the right-hand side. And in the end, it's gone behind for a goal kick. But it was a good delivery from Stephen Drench from the free kick at the back over the top. Boyce anticipated it well. But it was forced out by Terrell Thomas. In the end, it's a goal kick for Woking.
Yeah, I think it goes down as a half chance more than anything because Thomas Terrell No, Terrell Thomas was right the first time. Did very well to make it difficult for boys.
You're doing better than me. I keep meaning to say Terry Thomas. Quite a different kettle of fish. Guiseley, meanwhile.
I think that's before my time.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's before my time.
Really?
Yeah. Ball flicked back from Guiseley to Stephen Drench. We'll regain a veneer of professionalism in a minute. Braintree 1, Barrow 0. Cheltenham 2, Dover 2. Stephen Drench puts the ball down to play it out from his feet, and Holman feigns to walk away and then turns quickly. Hurries the Guiseley keeper into making the clearance. And as the ball's returned into Guiseley's half, the flag goes up on that far side. And the Lions will have a free kick and will be making a change. And it's Adam Boyes who'll be coming off, and he'll be replaced by Tom Craddock. It's not quite worked for Boyes this afternoon, has it? He's had moments, he's looked dangerous, but hasn't really had the final touch or the real opportunity. Just a few moments ago, just shooting over after anticipating Stephen Drench's clearance well.
And Wayne Brooksby coming on as well.
Second substitution Mark Bauer will make. We'll just wait to see who's going to come on for.
Nicky Boschel.
Yeah, who got the equalising goal. Nicky Boschel on 40 minutes. Make way for Wayne Brooksby, who was unlucky last Saturday not to score a winner for the Lions when his effort came back off the inside of the upright and bounced to clear. So Wayne Brooksby and Tom Craddock on. Good changes, aren't they, for Guiseley?
Yeah, it's good quality to have sitting on the bench, quite frankly. Brooksby unlucky not to score last week at Torquay.
In the area now, Zach Thompson gets into the box. He can't get the shot away. It's a brilliant tackle in on him. It was Chris Arthur who managed to get the final touch to take the ball away from Zach Thompson as the ball was floated over from the free kick. Again catching Woking napping. The Lions perhaps can get something back into this game. Brooksby now, Parker rather now, for Guiseley from the left-hand side. Cuts in field from left back. Plays it across here to Hatfield. Hatfield skips past Poku. Goes down the left-hand side. Gives the ball to Brooksby. Brooksby looks to cross. Gets the ball into the area. Up towards Hatfield. He was never going to win that aerial battle. But Dickinson picks the ball up in the edge of the 18-yard box. Loose touch from Dickinson at first. Allows the defender to nip in and clear the ball. Guys, you have a throw on the halfway line.
Yeah, it was a little bit too heavy, the touch from Liam Dickinson. He was just trying to get out of his feet to get a shot off, but ended up giving that away.
Stephen Drench. Long one forward, up towards Liam Dickinson. Dickinson takes it down, gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby on the left-hand side, having a run at this Woking defence. He has to go backwards, though, because two are on him. Plays the ball into the area, does Toulson in the end, and eventually it's away. Toulson gets the ball here on the right-hand side. Plays it to Zach Thompson. Toulson in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Craddock spins on the ball. Plays a one in towards Dickinson. Doesn't quite work this time. Good idea, though, from Tom Craddock. Ball with Toulson. Toulson up towards Hatfield. Guiseley on the up at the moment. Thompson plays the ball over the top, looking for Toulson. It's headed out. Guiseley throw, level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Still 3-2 Woking.
Some great football being shown by the Lions. Just need to get the end product.
Now, Dickinson goes down towards the goal line. Can't keep the ball in. Slips at the crucial moment as he was trying to cross, and it's behind for a goal kick.
I spoke too soon then, didn't I? Great football it was, and then Dicko slips on his backside and puts the ball out for a goal kick accidentally.
Grimsby 2, Aldershot 1 now, so Grimsby turning that one round. Wrexham 3, Altrincham 1. Altrincham had got a goal back in that second half, but now 3-1 down. 2 in the National North. Boston 1, Chorley 1. Equaliser for Chorley. That a repeat of the semi-final. We were listening to find out who we're going to play or where we're going to go in the playoff final.
That feels a long time ago.
Alfreton 2, Hensford 0. Still 3-2 to Woking here. And Jake Cole has the ball at his feet. The Woking goalkeeper plays it long over everyone and out for a goal kick for Guiseley. And we've had 58 minutes gone. That's the last half hour. Is hopefully going to see Guiseley continuing where they've started in the second period, which is attacking with some purpose this Woking goal. Had a few half chances, not really tested the goalkeeper yet, but it's been much better from Guiseley, certainly much better than that first half hour. That first 15 minutes in particular was a horror show for the Lions. The ball from Stephen Drench. Jake Lawler doesn't win the header, But the clearance from Woking goes for a Guiseley throw in right back position. As Woking look to camp into the Guiseley half for a little while. Encouragement from the fans here for Liam Dickinson, who's put in a very good shift this afternoon. The ball forward. Craddock now on the halfway line. 2 around him. Awful lot of work for him to do here. Sticks at his task, but Woking win the ball back. And then the end, Tilson and Goddard having a bit of a confrontation there. Tilson came in for the tackle on Goddard, and it's got to be a throw-in. It's not a free kick, is it? He's given the free kick. I'm not sure. It's just in front of us. The turf has been displaced. I think Tilson's been penalised, and it's a free kick to Woking on this left-hand side, about 10 yards into the Guiseley half. Arthur will take on this left flank. He curls this one up towards the back post, and it's headed back in towards goal by Cardman, but it was a big ask of the Woking man, and in the end it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, there was a lot of height and power on that delivery from Chris Arthur, but the header back across goal came to nothing.
Stockport County 1, Brackley 0. Vanarama National North scores. North Ferriby 3, Gloucester 0, and Stalybridge 3, Lowestoft 0. Craddock now wins the ball for Guiseley, plays it forward. It's too much of a chase though for Wayne Brooksby to catch up, and so it goes behind for a goal kick. Expecting a change really from Woking's perspective soon. With half an hour to go, Guiseley just asking more of the questions than they were in the first half, and at the moment no sign on that Woking bench of any switches. Of course, important for them to get back to winning ways. They lost on Saturday at Macclesfield. Guiseley haven't won since that victory over Kidderminster here at Nethermoor. Guiseley get a free kick inside their half. Midway through the Guiseley half on the left-hand side, so Stephen Drench is going to come all the way out. Again, hopefully he can deliver one of these balls that are whipped over the back line up towards Dickinson. This time it's headed away comfortably, and Hatfield can't get the ball under control, and Woking come away with it here with Goddard playing a lovely ball out to the right hand side. That gives Andrade a race, but Ben Parker sticks to his task, but then he's slipped. Andrade onto the edge of the 18-yard box, takes a shot straight at the goalkeeper. Stephen Drench clutches the ball gratefully. Parker slipped, he looks towards the assistant on the far side asking for the decision, but in the end Andrade didn't capitalise the ball comfortably with Stephen Drench.
Yeah, it was a good run forward from Andrade. It looked like Ben Parker had done well, but Andrade kept the pressure on, gets the shot away, and now Woking looks to come forward again.
And they come down this left-hand side now. Holman's got the ball into the penalty area. He's looking to get the cross in. He does. It's at the back post. Ben Parker controls and then lobs the ball over his head away and finds Wayne Brooksby. But it's blocked here by Godfrey Poku. Poor ball from Brooksby. Picked up again by Woking. Guys, you need to do better. A drilled shot from distance there from Chris Arthur. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he saw the cameras up to the right-hand side and thought he was going to score a goal of the season. But it's a poor one in the end, wasn't it? Comfortably behind for a goal kick.
It wasn't that far wide.
Dear, oh dear. About 40 yards from goal.
It was a shot. That's something that we've struggled in doing in recent weeks. We've done it a couple of times and got a couple of goals.
Goal kick for Guiseley. Stephen Drench launches it clear. Up towards the Woking half. Flicked out by Poku. Guiseley will get the throw. About level with the centre circle on the left-hand side. Played forward. Now here's a chance for Craddock. Gets onto the edge of the 18-yard box. He's under pressure. Gives the ball to Zach Thompson. He plays the ball forward. There's a clear hand ball, but there's no decision on this occasion. And now Woking come away with it. Down the left-hand side, Holman gets the ball. Holman's got the overlapping Chris Arthur. Arthur on the left-hand side. Tries to go past Tilson. It takes a deflection off the Guiseley man and goes back to Stephen Drench. And good defensive work there from Ryan Tilson to prevent Chris Arthur making more headway. Stephen Drench clears. Up towards Craddock. Craddock takes it down well on his chest but can't get the ball before he's beaten to the second one. And Woking press the ball forward again from left back Arthur. Not had a good 10 minutes or so, has he, Chris Arthur? Because it was another poor ball from the fullback. Now he's up against Dickinson. Dickinson gets the flick on. Saar steps across to Clear, the man whose goal is the difference at the moment between these two sides. 3-2 to Woking. Chipped forward now by Atkinson. Saar battling up with Dickinson. Dickinson wins that one, but doesn't get the ball through to Zach Thompson, who'd made a run down that right-hand side and was unable to get the returned ball. Atkinson watches the ball well against the low sun and takes it down and gives it to Toulson into the feet of Dickinson, and now Lawler inside the Woking half goes to changey angles, gives it to Ben Parker, who nods on when Brooksby wins the header on that left-hand side. All rather uncomfortable, but Brooksby continues the ball moving forward down that right-hand side, plays a one for Toulson to stretch to, but Toulson does it, stretches and curls the ball towards the back post beyond Dickinson and out for a Woking throw in right-back position.
Well, the build-up play has been excellent from Guiseley. It's just been that final delivery as Woking make their first change of the game.
Yeah, it's Cadell Daniel who comes on for Bruno Andrade. Andrade's been excellent, but perhaps he's just run out of steam because he's been replaced by Cadell Daniel. In that first period, every time the ball went on the right-hand side, you just thought he was going to pick out and create a cross or an opportunity.
Yeah, he's had a good game as Bruno Andrade. I'm sure the Woking gaffer will be pleased with his performance.
So it's Lincoln City 1, Boreham Wood 1 now, and Halifax 1, Kidderminster 1. So equaliser for the Shaman before they come here on Tuesday night for the big West Yorkshire derby. Guys who win the ball back here, and it's Hatfield plays it out here to Craddock. Thompson tries to get the cross. Craddock gives it back to him though, and then Thompson plays a poor ball into the area with no conviction, gifts the ball back to Woking, who come away with it down the right-hand side now, over the halfway line. Guiseley have to get bodies back. The ball chipped forward in the direction of Holman by Poku, but in the end it's back in the hands of Stephen Drench.
Yeah, it was a good run forward. I think it was Cadell Daniel, the substitute.
Clearance from Drench. Flicked on by Brooksby, looking to find Dickinson, but this time Saar is ahead of him. Clears. Daniel now, the substitute, gets the ball back. Brooksby then robs the fullback. Caprice gets the ball down this left-hand side. Brooksby then loses the ball behind him and wins it back, gives it to Jake Lawler in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Lawler and Craddock combine. Craddock, bit of space, takes a shot in the bottom right-hand corner. Tom Craddock gets his first goal for Guiseley, and it's now Guiseley 3, Woking 3.
Get in there, Tom Craddock. We said before he's been so unfortunate not to be off the mark for Guiseley. Today is the day he breaks his Guiseley duck. He's brought us back onto level terms. Well, some great build-up play. The ball came to Craddock, slots it home, right-footed. The number 10 is off the mark. Guiseley 3, Woking 3.
Wow. Back in
Get in there.
And what a time for Tom Craddock to get his first goal. It all seemed to break down, didn't it, at the left-hand side when Wayne Brooksby just seemed to lose the ball underneath his feet. He recovered it well, and good anticipation from Jake Lawler. A nice piece of interplay between he and Tom Craddock, and then a cool finish from Tom Craddock. Placed it beyond the goalkeeper in that bottom right-hand corner.
I think it's fair to say that regardless of what else is going on in the Vanarama National today, this has got to be the first game on the highlight show, surely.
Are you listening, BT? 3-3. Played forward from Lockwood. Lockwood sends it over.
Absolutely nobody aware of Lockwood's forward pass there.
I was going to say, are you listening, BT? Are you listening, anyone?
Yeah, tweet us.
Yeah, tweet us at Guiseley Radio. We've had a few actually today. I haven't had a chance to read them all out. Guiseley now having to defend though, because Goddard's on the ball for Woking as they look to restore their lead. Guiseley have twice had to come back in this game. Don't want to have to do it a third time. Holman on the edge of the 18-yard box, gets some space, curls it towards a goal, couldn't direct the shot, and it's behind for a goal kick. But there, Daniel Holman had Guiseley all ends up on the edge of the 18-yard box and really should have done better with the finish.
The reaction to Dave Kendra, I think, sums it up, as well as a few of the Guiseley fans to my left-hand side. It was a sharp intake of breath, to say the least, because that was an excellent bit of play from Dan Holman, and it was very, very close. Stephen Drench wasn't exactly scampering to his left-hand side to try and save that. Let's not throw this away again, guys. Come on, let's build on this. But what a weight it must be off the shoulders of Tom Craddock.
He's battling to try and win the ball down the left-hand side at the moment, but he's fouled Jake Caprice. So Woking will have a free kick in right-back position, which Jake Cole, the goalkeeper, will come out to take. Fully adorned in purple. The goalkeeper ships the ball forward some distance. Lockwood doesn't win their header. Goes down towards Daniel. The substitute gets the ball, but slips at the crucial time. Clatters into the photographer behind the goal there, and it's a Guiseley goal kick.
What have we got on the clock now?
I know, it's 69. 21 minutes to go.
Still plenty of time.
There is.
For this game to go one way or the other. Hopefully the right way for us.
It's great entertainment, isn't it? 3-3. I was giving up and going home, though, after 25 minutes. I've got a habit of that. At the moment, though, referee has got to stop play. There's another knock on the head. Liam Dickinson just goes to check. I'm not sure who's down. Is it Terrell Thomas? So an attendance of 643. Saying it feels like it's more at the moment, but there's been it was a tremendous downpour, wasn't there, before this game?
I'm going to say Dave Kendrick just made that point that, you know, if it hadn't have been raining between 1 and half 2, maybe more people would have turned out, but 6-4-3
could be higher. 20 minutes to go. We're just waiting for Terrell Thomas just to be checked over by the physio. A couple of other scores. We'll talk about the game between Boston and Chorley. Chorley now leading 2-1 there. Boston, of course, beaten by Chorley in the semi-final. And do you remember listening to that back in the car on the way back from Fylde as we were anticipating who was going to play us? It went all the way to spot kicks, didn't it?
Yeah, there was an overhead kick from a central defender, I think. In
the
last minute stoppage time.
Yeah. And we found we were off to Victory Park, and victory was ours.
You link that very nicely.
You see? Yep.
You've done this before, haven't you?
You watch me. Oh, slick professional that I am. Me speak English. 19 minutes to go. Guiseley 3, Woking 3. It's been a real thriller. John Goddard with 2 goals for the visitors. Put Woking in what looked like an unassailable lead after 12 minutes, and the Lions were at 6s and 7s. A tactical change from Mark Bauer seemed to make the difference. Rob Atkinson, Nicky Boschel getting the Guiseley back onto level terms. And just before the break, Brian Sarr, the captain, popped up with a header, unmarked, in stoppage time. The Lions have actually responded much the better since the break, and substitute Tom Craddock has scored an equaliser. His first goal in a Guiseley shirt. Guiseley now in a free kick. Poku has held back Liam Dickinson in the aerial challenge, and it's a chance again for the Lions to get the ball into the box. Zach Thompson stands over. Guiseley get players onto the edge of the 18-yard box, including Lockwood. Dickinson is up there too. This one played in by Thompson, up towards the back post. Up goes Atkinson. He can't win that header. This time Woking will clear. Hatfield goes looking for the ball, and the clearance in the end is hurried. And Guiseley win the throw, and Toulson will take this one just over the halfway line. Plays it short into Hatfield. Toulson looks ahead of him, skips past Cadwell, does well, plays the ball down the right hand side, almost finds Zach Thompson, who stooped to try and head the ball on, but just was unable to. But good work from Dickinson. Gives the ball back here to Hatfield. After working it through, Hatfield does well, gets down to the byline, crosses up towards the back post, headed away. In the end, I think the ball is adjudged to have curled out by the assistant on this near side, and it's a goal kick to Woking.
Yeah, that's the call from the assistant. The referees agreed, giving the goal kick. Just looking at the subs bench for Guiseley, who's left on it. Danny Boschel, Steve Dickinson, Luke Porritt. Out of those 3, you'd fancy the youngster Porritt maybe to be the one that would get the run out.
Well, I'm not sure. If Guiseley were to snatch a fourth, you would see Danny Boschel perhaps coming on to tighten things up. Parker does well to win the ball back from the clearance. Finds Liam Dickinson. under pressure. Dickinson lays the ball back well towards Zach Thompson. Thompson hits the flanks when Dickinson had gone infield. Toulson manfully tries to win the ball back. He takes the deflection off the clearance from Brian Sarr, and it's a throw into Woking in their left back position. It is indeed looking like Danny Boschel will come on. He's getting ready and kitted up down there in the dugout. Meanwhile, Zach Thompson capitalises on a loose ball, but good defensive work comes in here from Chris Arthur. Muscles off Thompson. Guys who claim the free kick. Nothing given though. And then Liam Dickinson unable to take the ball off Poku, who does well to spin on the ball and play it forward now to Keyhorn. He plays the ball into the feet of Holman. Holman looks ahead of him, takes a shot from distance, spooned by Stephen Drench. Tremendous effort there from Daniel Holman. And in the end, guys, he get away with it because Ryan Toulson tidies it up from right back and plays it up long towards Craddock and takes a rather awkward deflection off Craddock. Bounces into the feet of Brian Sarr and he sends it back to the goalkeeper, Jake Cole. And again, he sends it long. Again, has to be watched well. And that Lockwood does well on this occasion. Clears and plays the ball down the right-hand side. Looking for Liam Dickinson. He heads the ball infield towards Craddock. Craddock unable to win that one. Woking come down the left-hand side here with Cardwell. He plays the ball into the box. Good touch from Lockwood, gets the ball away. Cardwell finds himself free in the area. It's Holman, walks the ball into the net. And the ball took a wicked deflection. Holman looked like he might be offside, but he was on. And Guiseley, after pulling themselves back to 3-3, have been the victim of a cruel deflection. And Holman has got the fourth for the Cards.
Well, we're just left viewing us look, aren't we? A wicked deflection takes it through, and Holman, who may have been offside before, but because of the deflection, he isn't. And he had the easiest of jobs to put it into the net when Steve Drench had gone down. Oh, it's just disappointing, isn't it?
Oh, it's infuriating. Absolutely infuriating.
Yeah, I think we are beyond disappointment now, aren't we? Well, Boschel was going to come on. Instead, it's going to be Luke Porritt.
Ball goes long now, up towards Dickinson. Dickinson takes it down. Guys, you now have to get back into level terms on this game once again. Battling hard to try and win the ball, but good work from Poku, who comes up towards the edge of the centre circle and threads the ball through. Advantage given for the foul on Poku. They come down the right-hand side again. Woking looking to get a fifth after going back in front in this game just a few moments ago. Guys, he trailing 4-3. The foul by Daniel stops Ben Parker going any further forward as he wins the ball back. Guys, he get the free kick. And we have 14 minutes to go and potentially the introduction of young Luke Porritt, who is potentially going to make his way into this game. I imagine he might actually replace Dickinson, who's probably feeling it after the efforts he's put in. Porritt will have to wait though. Dickinson heads on up towards Wayne Brooksby, headed away by Thomas. Guys, he now try to recover the ball, but Woking defend well and get the ball clear. Sent over the top. This time Holman is offside. And ironic cheers around the ground for the assistant, who didn't flag when Holman picked the ball up inside the penalty area.
It's not Dicko, it's Zach Thompson.
Oh yeah, you're right. And it's Luke Porritt who comes on for Zach Thompson. What do you make of that?
I'll be completely honest, I think it's the right call. You've got to leave Liam Dickinson on because, yes, he's starting to look shattered, but even if he stands in and around the edge of the 18-yard box, he's winning headers, he's getting flick-ons, and we can't afford to lose that outpost.
Ball goes up towards Porritt for his first touch. He gets it into the area, finds Craddock. Craddock spins on the ball, tries to turn and shoot, but he's blocked by two. Difficult chance there for Craddock, but good touch there from Luke Porritt with his first of this game. Guys, they have the throw on the halfway line. Lockwood plays the ball up towards Dickinson. Nodded out here to Porritt. Porritt on the left flank. Tries to cross. Blocked. Guys who will win the throw on the left-hand side. Parker steps up to take. The Lions need to apply some pressure. 12 minutes to go. It is Guiseley 3, Woking 4.
Well, with Porritt's introduction, he's gone onto that left-hand side. Brooksby comes across to the right, replacing Thompson, as we said.
Parker will try and launch this one long. Lofts this one into the area up towards Dickinson. Headed away. Picked up now by Hatfield. Hatfield is pushed over. Guys who win the free kick. This is on the left-hand side of the penalty area, almost by the angle of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side. Just a few yards up from it, about level with the edge of the D. And this is a chance now for Hatfield. In the meanwhile, Poku is complaining to the referee about the free kick. But Guiseley will now get everyone forward, I'm sure, to try and press here and get back on level terms once again. Perhaps for the third time in this game they can do it. Free kick for Guiseley. The wall back 10 yards. Hatfield steps ready to take. Everyone in the area you might expect. This ball drilled in, held by the goalkeeper over the back line and over the oncoming Guiseley attack line, and comfortable for Jake Cole to claim inside the 6-yard box in the end.
Wasn't a bad free kick from Hatfield, just needed somebody making a run to get something on it to put off the goalkeeper.
Clearance from the keeper up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Holman claims he was fouled by Lockwood. Ball goes down and Stephen Drench sends it forward towards Wayne Brooksby. Headed away well by Sarr. Picked up now by the left back. Chris Arthur plays it up towards Holman inside the Guiseley half. Holman plays it out towards Goddard, who scored twice so far this afternoon. Plays it forwards here. And it's into the edge of the area, and there's Cardwell, who's got himself free, gets a shot away, well saved by Stephen Drench, and a good challenge comes in from Adam Lockwood to prevent him get a clean strike of the ball as well. Guiseley almost undone once again. Stephen Drench plays it up towards the edge of the area. Craddock battling hard to try and win it. Dickinson up there too. Dickinson does get a touch on it, gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby away from goal though, has to go back, gives it here to Toulson. End-to-end stuff here with 10 minutes to go. The ball from Toulson towards Dickinson. Not quite good enough quality. Toulson stoops though, wins the header back. Only at the expense of giving it to Poku. Poku's under pressure from Craddock and does well to hold on to it and plays it out to the right-hand side. Caprice, forward, up towards the edge of the D. Both Lockwood...
That's a free kick.
And Cardwell go for it. Looks like Lockwood just put his back through, his body through Cardwell. No free kick given. In the end it's out. A poor touch from Dickinson. And it's out for a throw-in to Woking just inside the the Guiseley half on this left-hand side.
It looks like we're going to see a sub for Woking soon. I think from Guiseley's perspective, we're in a very dangerous position of looking to desperately get an equaliser, but over-committing and being caught on the break and conceding a fifth.
Woking now on this left-hand side with Arthur. Arthur uses his strength to keep going. Muscles off Wayne Brooksby. Gets the ball square to Goddard. Goddard into the 18-yard box. Skips past one, skips past two. Drills a shot in. Great save from Stephen Drench. Toulson still in the area. Can't get the ball clear. Goddard picks it up once again. Goddard lays it back into Arthur. Goddard again on this left-hand side looking to cross. Plays it back to Arthur. Arthur goes towards the corner flag. Crosses. Good cross actually. Well, actually he's overhit it. And it's behind for a goal kick.
No, you just heard me bemoaning Wayne Brooksby there. It was simply because he'd been shaken off by Chris Arthur. He got back up and then didn't follow the run at all.
9 minutes to go. Next substitute, for Woking. And I'm not quite sure. Is that Ben Patty who's coming on? Just looked down. Didn't look to see who's been changed. We're such rank amateurs, I tell you. And it's Holman who's coming off, and Patty who's coming on for Daniel Holman. Yeah, just getting the nod. Our friends in the press box here. Thanks to John Metcalf, who is listening, and Dinglebird. Hard to follow the game here in very hot Tenerife.
Oh yeah, very hard.
We feel very, very sorry for you. 8 minutes to go. Can Guiseley get that equalising goal? A free kick now for the Lions, just inside the Woking half. All the white shirts going forward, just Toulson and Parker on the halfway line and Stephen Drench in his goal. Parker plays this one long, in towards a penalty spot. Lockwood is the intended target, finds Atkinson, and then it's blasted away. There'll be a corner. It fell towards Wayne Brooksby, but it was cleared. It looks actually from this angle as if Wayne Brooksby had done an almighty miss from inside the 6-yard box. It was cleared away, and it's going to be a corner to Guiseley on the right-hand side.
There was also somebody with a handful of Rob Atkinson's shirts as well. The referee has seen that. There could have been more, but the corner.
Corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Jake Lawler with a header, cleared off at the back post. Played back here to Brooksby. Brooksby crosses again, up towards the back post once again. Headed at the back post by Tom Craddock before it's cleared and hoisted away by Harry Cardwell. Guys, you have a throw on the left-hand side.
How long have we got?
6.5 minutes to go. Still 4-3 to Woking. Guisey will launch this one in with Ryan Tilson coming across to take it from that left-hand side to see if he can get some distance. About level with the edge of the 6-yard box, this one actually. It's going to go as long as Tilson can muster. This one up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked in! Chance here for Lockwood! He stretched, couldn't quite make a connection on it, and it's comfortable for Jake Cole in the end that Woking goal.
Yeah, he was falling as he tried to strike the ball and put it in the right direction, but it had absolutely no pace on it whatsoever and was very, very simple for Jake Cole to deal with.
6 minutes to go, guys. He now having to defend because the ball's gone long. Lockwood has to head away. Porritt blasts the ball against the body of a Woking man, and it's out for a Guisey throw in left back position.
Why are people leaving? What? In football, it's one of my pet hates, I'll be honest.
Guisey now on the halfway line. Yeah, let them go. Free throw in for Parker. He launches it forward up towards Porritt. Porritt doesn't win the header on this occasion. Picked up now by Hatfield. Into Parker. Parker chips the ball forward, takes a deflection. Another throw to Guisey inside the Woking half. Loads of goals in the other games. We'll come to those shortly. Hopefully there's another one here for Guisey. Dickinson battles trying to win the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Can't, under pressure from all the Woking defence. Now there's a chance for the counter-attack here for Woking. Arthur down the left-hand side, surges forward, looks to wait to bodies to join him inside the box. Arthur goes towards the touchline, plays it across the face of the 6-yard box. Deflection from Lockwood, cleared only as far as Goddard. Goddard from the edge of the area, drills one in, takes a deflection. Stephen Drench watches it, claims the ball.
And breathe. It's phonetic stuff into end-to-end. Liam Dickinson looks absolutely shattered.
Now Dickinson wins a header, plays the ball onto Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby's got Porritt on the left-hand side. Porritt has to chase a rather awkward ball, plays it well across the 6-yard box. Couldn't find Brooksby though. The defender got there first, and it's out for a throw. But Luke Porritt did very well to recover what was a poor ball actually from Brooksby in the first instance.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't the greatest ball out to that left-hand side, and Porritt was always stretching. Did well.
Throw now for Toulson. He can go long once again. He's going to take it from this left-hand side. Again, launched into the box. Up towards Dickinson. Flicked on. Again, it's awkward. Nobody could get underneath it. Goddard does. He launches it away. Up here for Cardman. Cardman wins the ball on the halfway line. He's got support on the right-hand side. Cardman gives it out here to Daniel. Daniel on the edge of the 18-yard box. Into the area. Plays it square. He misses the intended target, which was Sol, but instead he's found Goddard on the edge of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side now. He curls one in towards the back post, up towards Daniel. Daniel leaps to try and head it, but it's beyond him and behind for a goal kick. 3.5 minutes to go. Can Guisey muster one more goal? Almost double the amount of goals we've scored this season, haven't we, this afternoon? Guisey 3, Woking 4, and Will Hatfield's just earned the sponsors man of the match. I think Liam Dickinson for me, but Will Hatfield has had a tremendous afternoon as well. Up here towards Dickinson. Guisey win the ball. Hatfield can't judge the flight of the ball with that low sun in his eyes. And Woking get the ball away. Ben Parker heads it up in the air. Picked up now by Dickinson. Chipped forward. There's a claim of a nudge in the back there on Sol.
I think they've got a point, to be honest.
But it's not given. Guisey clear with Stephen Drench up towards Liam Dickinson. The ball is won by Hatfield. Picked up now by Thomas. And then eventually played for Daniel. Can't get the end of this. And the ball is cleared by Ben Parker. Dickinson doesn't get the free kick or concede the free kick as he goes for that aerial challenge, much to general confusion. And in the end it's a Woking throw inside the Lions half on this right-hand side, about midway through, which they're in no hurry to take, because with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, they're leading 4-3. And guys, you've asked some questions in this second half. Throws taken, headed out by Porritt, and now Woking just patiently building down that right-hand side, eating up the seconds and running down the clock. Is there going to be one last sting in the tail? Sol now on the ball for Woking. The substitute plays it back here to Keyhorn. On the right hand side now, Woking just holding on to the ball with Goddard. Now plays it into Caprice. Caprice into the area, into Cardman. Cardman takes a flick towards goal, claims the corner, but actually it's gone behind for a goal kick. Perhaps one last chance here for Guiseley. Can we get the ball forward? Can we get some more pressure on this Woking goal?
Hopefully. Oh, referee's just stopping play. Final sub for the... Is it sub? Looks like it.
Yeah, we're just stopping for a moment. I think there is going to be one more change for Woking. I thought Patty had actually come on. It was obviously Giuseppe Sol who was the injury. There's a man down at the moment as well. And now it's Ben Patty who's coming on. And he's replacing Jake Caprice. So we slightly got that one wrong earlier on. It wasn't Ben Patty, it was Giuseppe Sol who replaced Daniel Holman. Games are finishing elsewhere.
And this is slightly frustrating because it's Caprice that's going off, but rather than him just walking to the side of the pitch and down to the dugout, instead he's walking on the pitch down to the dugout. You can't blame them.
Yeah, you'd ease up the seconds, wouldn't you?
But it's very frustrating. Now he's off.
Now, with 20 seconds of normal time plus whatever will be added for stoppages.
Surely
the clearance from Drench catches the wind. It's held up in the air. Jake Lawler flicks it on though. Dickinson can't win. Guys, he's still battling to try and win it here. Dickinson, now Craddock. Craddock inside the half. The Woking half. Plays it to the right hand side. Can Toulson get the ball into the box? He can. But it was a late challenge in on him there by Arthur. And the referee doesn't give anything. Toulson's cross goes straight to the goalkeeper, Cole. Toulson and Arthur have a bit of a disagreement. Late goal for Lincoln City. Lincoln City 2, Bournemouth 1. Clearance from Jake Cole. Headed away by Lockwood. Jake Lawler takes this one down. Has to go backwards. Gives it to Ben Parker. Parker up to the halfway line. It's helped on rather awkwardly by Poku. But Woking still managed to clear their lines. The flag goes up. The guys, have a free kick for offside. How many minutes have added with
I don't know. Has the ball been up?
8.
What?
8 have added. All right, well, that's a surprise.
8?
8 have added, we've just heard. Well, we're not quite sure why that is. The ball's just gone down the other way. Anyway, Stephen Drench has nodded it out here to Rob Atkinson. Atkinson plays it up. Chested down by Craddock. Into the feet of Hatfield. Maybe it's a wrong number that's gone up. The ball goes to the right-hand side. Brooksby chases. Arthur wins that one, though. And Guisey picked the second ball up here with Lawler. It's a tackle comes in on him by Sol, who does well, actually. And Guisey now with Toulson have a chance to throw this one in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Dickinson, flick on. Finds Craddock inside the penalty area. Out here to Brooksby. Brooksby gets a clip, doesn't go down, still on his feet. Tries to play the ball into the penalty area, he doesn't. Back here to Lawler. Lawler towards the edge of the area. Brooksby, Parker and Craddock both go for the same ball. Parker picks it up now. Parker on the edge of the 18-yard box. Parker can't win it, he's pushed off it, and eventually Woking get the ball away. Can Guisey get another ball up into that box?
8.
2 minutes of what we hear are 8 added minutes. But Stephen Drench now played forward up towards Dickinson, flicked on. Craddock takes it down. Craddock can't get the ball across, and it's helped away eventually by Goddard. Guisey need to press and keep this pressure up. It's going to be a throw-in now, and Lockwood throws it back to Drench immediately. Guisey need to play this one forward. It's out from Drench to Atkinson, still inside the Guisey half. Atkinson sends it long up towards Porritt. Porritt heads on well. Can't find Craddock though. Craddock's muscled off by Poku. Picked up here by Sol. Sol sends it long and out for a Guisey throw once again in left back position.
Well, he was offside.
It'll be taken by Lockwood. It's like, repeat, this is Groundhog Day. Last few minutes there. It's picked up again by Drench. We've had almost 3 minutes of added time of the 8. Flicked up by Brooksby towards Hatfield. Helped away, and now Woking can take their time on the ball here with Goddard. He sends it long, actually, sends it out to the right-hand side of the penalty spot because Cardman's got away. He takes a rather tame shot, actually, which is well held by Stephen Drench, who plays it out now to Ben Parker. Parker, frenetic stuff here in the final stages. Plays it up towards Craddock, into the feet of Hatfield. Craddock now It's got Tilson on the right-hand side. Tilson takes up a good position to cross into the box if he gets the ball. He does. Tilson crosses up towards the back post. It's a good one. Dickinson with the header. This time goes beyond and out for a goal kick. Dickinson did well to rise, but he was a bit too far from the ball to be able to direct that with any power from the goal even.
We're at the stage now where we're just desperately trying to get something. If we can get a corner, we'll see one of those rare situations you'd think where the goalkeeper Drench should come up for it. There's a few choice words I think being had.
Yeah, there's a little hobble and a limp, and boos rang out that they thought there was some time wasting going on from Terrell Thomas. Clearance comes in anyway from Jake Cole. The ball is lost and then won back here by Goddard. Goddard on the edge of the 18-yard box, runs away from goal now, goes down towards the corner flag, waits to hold this one up and is looking to use up some more of the time. We've had 4 of the remaining 8. Good tackle comes in from Luke Porritt. He sends it up towards Craddock, but Poku does well as well. In the end, Poku gets a touch on it. Guys who win the ball back. It's a throw inside their own half. As we head just to the last 3 of the added 8. Ball up in the air, sent towards the Guiseley goal, picked up by Stephen Drench. Drench urging the players forward. He sends it long, up towards Dickinson. It's beyond him. Porritt keeps running down that left-hand side. Forces Terrell Thomas to launch the ball onto the A65. I think he's going to get a claim from Autoglass for one of that clearance, but we've got 5 minutes now. This is a chance here for Ryan Toulson to loft this one into the box. There's a long throw in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked on in the area. Forward steer by Jake Lawler. Oh, guys, he have grabbed the last late equaliser here in this thrilling game here at Nethermoor. Jake Lawler inside the 6-yard box. The long throw from Ryan Toulson, and it's now Guiseley 4, Woking 4.
What a game! What a moment for Jake Lawler. Stabs it into the net when there were legs flailing everywhere to try and clear it or put it in, and Lawler's the man. What a game. 4-4.
Well, there's still another 3 minutes to go.
Let's not concede now. See it out.
Yeah. Let's not go for the winner, boys. We'll take the point. So, kicks off as Woking will just perhaps one last time see if they can snatch the lead once again. 4-4 here, a real thriller at Nethermoor. Cleared by Stephen Drench, up in the air, headed on. Lockwood nods forward. Oh, it's picked up here by Goddard. He's the man who scored the first 2 goals in this game, so we don't see him coming forward. Oh, Porritt with a rash challenge, goes in on Daniel, and immediately the referee goes to the book, and Hatfield responds. He's really upset at the fact that Porritt's been spoken to by the referee. He's not going to pull a red card out here, is he? Surely it's got to be a book. Hatfield was reacting quite dramatically to that. The referee gives a yellow to Luke Porritt. To be fair, I thought it was a rather clumsy challenge from Luke Porritt.
I thought it was a great tackle, to be honest.
I thought for a minute the way Hatfield reacted, the referee would indicate he was going to do something worse. There's still another 2 minutes of this.
How? How was another 2? We don't know, but
there's a chance here for Sol. There's a free kick now for Woking. He drills this one hard and low at the back post. Free and in complete space was Ben Patty. He couldn't make connection on it, and Guiseley get away with conceding a late one again in this game. But it wasn't a particularly good free kick. I thought he didn't mean to drill it in hard and low. I wouldn't have thought. Ben Patty almost capitalised. I don't think he expected it come to him.
Absolutely not.
4-4. Still playing here at Nethermoor. Flicked on by Liam Dickinson. Woking now try to get the late winner. Guys, have pulled them back 3 times in this game. Arthur now surging forward from left back. Trips up Hatfield. And free kick's given. I must admit, I think I'd be a little bit miffed off if I was Arthur.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think that was a free kick. We're not going to complain, though.
The 8 minutes are up. Guiseley will take this one. It's just whatever the referee decides to add for the fact that Guiseley grabbed that late equaliser. Stephen Drench looks forward, launches it up towards Dickinson. Dickinson flicks it on. Porritt into the penalty area, drills it across the face, almost finds Liam Dickinson, takes a shot, blocked, picked up by Jake Lawler, drills it in from distance. It wasn't the man he wanted to take the long ranger. It's wide and wide. In the end, it's finished an absolutely thrilling 4-each draw. 2 goals from John Goddard gave Woking a perfect start. Guiseley forced themselves back into it. Rob Atkinson and Nicky Boschel before the break, but then Brian Saar the stroke of half time with a lead for Woking into the break. But in the second half, an absolutely thrilling game, and just after Guiseley looked like they'd managed to get back onto level terms with Tom Craddock on 66, up popped Daniel Holman to give Woking a 4-3 lead, and then Jake Lawler 5 minutes into stoppage time with a last gasp equaliser for the Lions. Guiseley 4, Woking 4.
Where do you even begin? What an absolutely stunning afternoon of football if you're neutral. If you're a Guiseley or a Woking fan, you've just been put through the absolute ringer with a game like this, haven't you? An absolutely awful start from Guiseley's perspective. 2 goals down inside 15 minutes, then clawing it back after 40 to 2 goals apiece, then to concede a really soft goal from a defensive point of view right on the stroke of half-time to make it 3-2, and then a second half that Guiseley have pushed and pushed and pushed too much at times, ended up going behind. And then we weren't entirely sure where 8 minutes of added time came from, but by God are we glad they did. Because in stoppage time, Jake Lawler pops up with the ugliest goal you'll see all season, but we couldn't care less. It's finished 4-4. If this isn't the first game on the BT Sport Highlights show, there's something seriously wrong.
Well, let's get those final scores from the National League, and then let's look at the positions we are in. Braintree 1, Barrow 1, Bromley 1, Macclesfield 0, Cheltenham 3, Dover 2. We travel to Dover next Saturday. Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 2, Forest Green 2, Southport 1. 9 out of 9 for Forest Green. Grimsby 4, Aldershot 1. Aldershot were leading 1-0 at the break in that game. Guiseley 4, Woking 4. Halifax 1, Kidderminster 1. The Shaymen come here on Tuesday night. Both sides have picked up a point this afternoon. Lincoln City 3, Borehamwood 1. Borehamwood took the lead in that game. Tranmere 2, Chester 0, Welling 1, Torquay 1, and Wrexham 3, Altrincham 1. So for the two sides, well, contrasting places in the standings this evening. Woking are in 5th place now with 17 from 9. Forest Green still top, 27 from 9. 19 from 9 are Wrexham. Gateshead on 19, Cheltenham on 18, Woking 17, Eastleigh 17 just behind them in 6th. But that means for Guiseley, it's still 17th. 10 points from 9. We've almost doubled our goals tally this afternoon. We'd only scored 5 before today. We've scored another 4. 18 is Torquay, 9 from 9. Altrincham 9 from 9 and 19th. Borehamwood 7 from 9. And then the bottom 4 are Welling, Halifax, Southport and Kidderminster. Hope you enjoyed it this afternoon. It's been interesting. It's been emotional. Guiseley have pulled themselves back 3 times from going behind, and it's been an absolutely superb afternoon of entertainment. Finished here, Guiseley 4, Woking 4, and we'll see you again on Tuesday night. Hopefully it'll be just as exciting.